5, 5, 4, 3, 17 and a half and 3/4 and 1 and 2.
Well, you see what I have to live with here.
You
So
don't have
welcome
to.
to another Monday Club. It's great to see you and I hope I find you well. I'm Jenny Kirk and you are watching the greatest model railway related live stream on YouTube that deals with... this seems very convoluted. You're basically watching the best. Don't accept a Temu ripoff.
We are the one, the only, the original Ghostbusters. No, we're not. Gronkbusters. I got
yes.
the quote wrong.
Yes.
Right, I went for the actual quote.
So we've got Simon Train's Mother Railway Showcase, a JO Railways, Fireman Channel 1, a Yaharic, Ben Tullett, Roobsters, Trains, Dave Scott Railways, Richard Swiderski, Leslie Gilpin Rose, Patrick Ling, Anthony Hill, Dave Holloway, Andy Stewart, Robert Becking, Andy Fry's Junction, 3B Rail, Micah Putnam Junction, RG Models 86, Nicky Bletchner High Level, Caroline Rogers, Awesome Bricks, Harry Cedric, JTG Werewolf, Valleys 56XX, Jordan Hunter, Retro Rambles, Shanghai 264359, Michael N, TT120, Beth G, Marcus Muggins, Phil Metcalf, Martin Parkinson, PN Motorsport Trains, Gary Lewis, Summer Breeze Model Railway, John Pinney, Avondale and Holshaw, Moore Engage Railway, Hillside Junction, Warbler Productions, DJ K666, Andrew Betters, Andrew L. Wow, we've got some great people in today. You're all great people.
Simon Trent says, I'd like to know who the Temu ripoff is. No, it's a joke. It's a variant on we are the best except no substitutes. That's the joke.
If you were to go to Temu and say, oh, can I have a Monday Club, but it needs to be cheap and nasty, then you'd get a Temu version of me. Anyway, it'd probably be green and have 4 arms. Actually,
4 arms would be really useful while making models.
Yeah, I could slap you whilst continuing.
You can hold a cup of tea, make some models, and scratch your ass all at the same time.
Retro Ramble says Temu, shop like a billionaire. Yeah, to some extent. Although I think billionaires tend to go off quality rather than quantity.
Yes.
So it's great to see New Junction. It says good evening all. Just back from Glasgow, of course. Model Rail Scotland was on over the weekend.
I heard good things about it.
Yes, good show. 3 days. It can be quite a slog for those people who have layouts there or who are traders or people like manufacturers as well. Because you basically got to take 3 days. And I know, obviously, you are Curascale boys. It's your full-time job. But there's a lot of people, particularly shops as well. They've got to close an extra day. They've got to pay for hotels and stuff.
That's a big ask.
It's all the trade-off. So I know that sometimes there's a bit of a toss-up with going to Model Rail Scotland for that reason. I've been there once, exhibited the upside-down layout as part of the promotion for Hornby and Model World. I quite enjoyed it. The only thing I will say was that the lighting in the hall was a bit dim. Ben Tullett says, what is the bet a locomotive makes an issue occur tonight? We're trying to guess what you're making. Ooh. Well, funnily enough, actually, I'm going to go over to Jablight Cam. So there we go.
I press the buttons and the things that go work.
Now, you're just about to see, we've got a Gronk.
Gronk it up!
Gronk it up! Gronk it up! Hashtag not a cult for legal and tax purposes. But I've heard that...
cult is not a cult for legal and tax purposes. Your mileage may vary. Consult your doctor.
I have heard that a YouTuber has been unhappy with their PAL vans, so I can only conclude that they've been unlucky because you'll see at the head of the... Well, it's gone past now. The head of the train with the coal wagons with the Gronk is I've got my 3 PAL vans. We've got a video coming out this week. And actually, I think they're superb. I know at least one other YouTuber as well has got a video coming out on them and thought they were really, really good. And in case anybody wants to say, I get free these. No, I paid for them myself.
You bought them with actual money.
Yes, I did. Actual, real money, and it wasn't just taken from a Monopoly set. Ben Tullett asks, have you ordered an LMM wagon yet, Jenny? Yeah, you did, didn't you?
I ordered one about 10 minutes after they were announced as a present for Jenny for her birthday.
Early adopter. So, yes, we are supporting that project as well. And I'm sure that Laurie has supported all the Monday Club projects as well, which of course you guys should as well, because they are a great way of adding something special to your own wagon fleet. And we've got them in O gauge, we've got them in double O. Also, don't forget your Monday Club badges. And we've got a special announcement tonight that Freising Hall Model Shop have joined the Monday Club badge scheme. So do support them. Again, it's in shopping in person. It's a 10% discount, but it doesn't include second-hand or already fully discounted items. So definitely want to support. We're also going to be going to their big, I think it's their 75th anniversary. It's actually, I'm really quite impressed. I hadn't realised just how long Frising Hall models had been on the go. So they've invited us to go to their 75th birthday. It's a big open day at their shop, which is currently up, I think it's in, I want to say Putney. It's not Putney. It's got Shipley. Shipley.
It's a bit different.
I don't know where I got Putney from. 75 years. So certainly they have been on the
birthday to you. Squash tomatoes and stew. Bread and butter in the gutter.
Happy birthday to you. Frising Hall used to do a great range of transfers, says Russell Benton.
I'd just like to jump in and say to Martin Vegas, Dark Souls 2 has arrived. Thank you very much. I haven't said anything about it yet. As some of you know, I put out a video today on my channel and my second channel, and there's a reason why I haven't said anything yet. But we will be playing it. Don't worry, Martin.
Okay. Castle Hill Light Railway says, evening all. Apologies for my horrendous lateness. Oh, hold on. Gandalf, are you? There we go.
A Monday clubber is never late to the wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf. But Maura King says, thanks, Zoe. My badge arrived last week. So, of course, yes, I'd love a drink. Have we got anything soft drink? Yes, we've got Coke.
Oh, hokey cokey.
Yeah, hokey cokey.
Right,
so,
this might be a bit difficult because...
if you pass me the mouse, then I can
for those of you who don't know...
the cupboard monkey tripped over her own floppy clown shoes and
I've got
fell down the
broken
stairs.
toes.
4 broken toes.
3 on one foot, 1 on the other. This is going to be fun getting in and out of this.
She tripped on her own floppy clown shoes. It was like a tumble of clowns going down the stairs.
Oh my! I went down the stairs like the ending of EastEnders. Doof, 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 doof.
New Junction says, saw the video. Sorry, Zoe. Sorry to hear.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Anyways,
because I haven't had much sleep. As the video will explain, I've been a bit worried.
Yes. Hasn't affected her mouth though. She won't shut up.
Says ye.
Yeah. So, Clown Horse is Martin Vegas. Yeah, it was like a tumble of clowns going down the stairs all the way. So, today we're going to be doing a live kit build, and I've actually got this. I've had this for ages. I bought this at Ellis Clark Trains, who were also, in the Monday Club badge scheme. If you're ever over in Skipton, Skipton is a lovely place, well worth a visit in its own right. But it's also got Ellis Clark Trains. So I'm going to be doing this is an O gauge GWR 24-ton 6-wheel brake van. So I'll be making a hash of that. I've got my various bits and pieces, my liquid poly, and various tools. Not including the tool that's gone down for the drinks. Oh, hey, how come you can't hear me when I call for you? She's at the bottom of the stairs, and I said that quietly, just between me and you. And hand that. So anyway, roll VT.
Welcome to the Monday Club, your online model rail club for all the news, gossip, layout tours and more, with your host, broadcaster and model maker,
Jennifer Kirk.
The Monday Club is proudly sponsored by TMC, the Model Centre. Check them out at themodelcentre.com. The website features extensive stocks of new models as well as selective pre-owned items where you can track down that bargain you've always wanted. Confidence, all of the forthcoming models from all the manufacturers. TMC also offer a renumbering and renaming service so you can get the exact identity of locomotive that you want. Why not also check out their value weathering, or go for something incredibly special with their bespoke service where you can choose from a more extensive weathered look right through to custom graffiti either off the peg or to a design of your choice. See today at the Model Centre. Start your model journey. So a big thank you to, sorry, I'm having to lean right over here. So a big thank you to TMC, the Model Centre, who help keep the lights on here. And when the Cupboard Monkey gets back, they've asked us to let you guys know about a special deal they've got on. So for N-Gauge modelers, I know you guys always feel a little bit left out when we're talking about in the main 00, but there's an N-Gauge deal on, saving 38% on the Graham Farish 2MT.
Which looks really nice.
It does. I have to say, I've got the Hornby 2MT in 00. He would creep in there, but Hornby 2MT in 00, and it looks a lovely model. And actually, I must admit, until I saw it was a Graham Farish model, the level of detail on the N-Gauge model is really high. I thought it was 00.
N-Gauge provides a lot of detail.
So the Cupboard Monkey will provide you with the details. What on earth has happened to that bottle? Look at that, it's all straight. Oh. So the Cupboard Monkey has managed to damage the bottle. Gosh, glad it didn't split.
Yeah, we don't want to repeat the Coke incident.
Peter Jackson Cheadle Heath says, "Ooh, an N-Gauge deal. Pity it's a steamer." Also, if you order an NCE power cab system at the same time, there's a code for an extra 5% off. I'm not sure whether I think it's just off the locomotive. I don't know whether it might be off the entire order. I'm not sure whether it was specific. Assume it's just for the loco. If you get it off the power cab as well, then quid's in. So I just brought that up on the screen. So here you are. Oh, it's sound. Is it sound fitted?
Yeah.
That seems an awfully good price for sound fitted. 168.
Yes, that's why it's the deal.
Wow, actually that.
So yeah, if you order the 2MT and a power cab, and you use the code SOUNDDEAL, all one word,
sound deal,
you get an extra 5%.
Pretty good. Somebody's asking about the standard class 4 tank. That is actually, I think it's 80135 in all over green. So actually one I got from Sawyer Models second hand. Pretty lovely model. I've actually got it fitted with, for anybody who's interested, HM7000. I've got an 8-pin decoder in there with it's actually the speaker with the smallest enclosure, but it's also got a stay alive.
Have you done the?
I've done the VT. I'm not as clown-like as you were on the stairs. Yeah. You want to put the.
That's a sound deal. That is. Well done, Ravenheart.
Oh, hold on. You see what you did there? You set off the clowns. So right. Anyway, so shall we get on with tonight's build? I'm sure that people are really quite interested in
see what
seeing
you're going
the
to
build.
attempt.
So we're just going to move. Oh, I just moved me over onto the other screen. So we're just going to get the cameras set up. So Gary B says, I have a Farish 2MT, lovely model, drives very well. JTG Weirwolf said, that's a great deal for it, Jenny. Absolutely.
Isn't it just? Right,
there you are. You heard it here first. So what we've got here is actually, before we get on with this, people want to get a follow-up on your N-Gauge layout.
I'm sure they do, but I need to do something before that.
Mm?
I have been challenged.
You were challenged ages ago on that.
Yes, I have been challenged. This
has been very challenging.
This is the challenge of the bunny fighter, which I happen to have in my head as the Gladiators theme. Can you face the challenge of the bunny fighter?
Okay.
We have here a statement.
Ooh.
Dear Zoe and Jenny, I hope you are both well. Many thanks again for all you do for the hobby, and in particular,
thank
our
you.
magnificent Monday Club. The time and effort you both devote to keep the club vibrant and interesting is greatly appreciated.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
3B Rail is actually in tonight, so
Yeah.
I hope you actually responded to him at the time, because he'd probably been wondering. I sent him that kit.
I'm sure I did.
Hmm.
This one's for the Cupboard Monkey. It was good to see your aircraft kit builds on the Monday Club. You've mentioned about possibly doing a series of model build segments for release on the JK2 channel. And I thought this might be quite a good subject for that, as the kit has a very interesting and brightly coloured what-if scheme using the bunny fighter decals supplied.
Ooh.
I hope you'll find this of interest and accept the challenge of the bunny fighter.
Challenge accepted.
Challenge acceptable.
Right. And
Look at that.
That's quite...
And it's a MiG. I've never built a MiG before.
It's quite an old kit, isn't it? But it's
Never built a MiG. Look at the
Look at the
amazing
decals.
decals. Amazing
That is
decals.
impressive.
The
You might want to
decals
move it
are
over so people
great.
can see. There you are.
There's the bunny fighter.
Yeah. Simon Train's Mother Railway showcases Bunny Fighter. Just be hopping mad. Right. Summer Breeze, Mother Railway, John Pinney, hello to you. I think I've already said hello to you. Sarah Davis says keep that fighter away from the kettle. Oh. Simon A.C. Martin, evening all, nice MiG kit. Thank you so much.
Oh, you can get
nice to see you in. Of course, we have interviewed Simon A.C. Martin in the past. Right. People were asking a quick update on the N-Gauge box file build. So people are asking how the weathering went. It's quite subtle.
Yeah.
This will really come together when I start doing static grass on it. We're not doing that
You're
tonight.
not doing the static grass. I'm doing the static grass. You're going to show me how.
Oh, right. Okay. So the cupboard
It's my build.
The
She's taken over.
The cupboard monkey will be making a hash of the static grass at a later date. But at the moment, there you are. It's quite a subtle weathering. It's a little bit difficult under this light. Just to... oh, that's better. Yes, much better. So there you have it. That's where we're up to. And that's all really nice and solid. We used the deluxe material ballast bond. Not the powder, but the ready mixed liquid. And it's worked really, really well. And the weathering is actually, it kind of highlighted all the grains of the ballast as well.
Also, can I just point out one thing? For anyone wondering, yes, I am going to put a bit of card around this back bit here and extend the building this way.
Yeah, it will be sorted.
Let's get a new roof.
Madam Steam Railway, Madam Steam Railway says, just to remind everyone, there's a like button under the description. Don't forget to press. Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Can we make sure that it runs? Is it going to run?
What? And
I'm cleaning the track.
No, just... we've moved on now. We're doing the... we're going to do the wagon build.
Okay, you build your wagon.
Yes, I'm going to paint my wagon as well if I get a chance. So, it's something actually, it went down so well doing the box file and that I thought that, we would do, what do you...
My glue. You've got your glue there. Pass me my glue.
What, that glue? That's my glue.
No, that's your glue.
Wait, well, why did you bring your glue up?
To confuse you.
Yeah, you managed it.
Good.
So, this is W603 from the Pico Wonderful Wagon Kit range. It says to save some of this for glazing.
Yep.
I have to say, and I have brought this up with Pico, I don't agree with using this much plastic. It's unnecessary. It was much better when these came in a card box. But
I completely agree. It's a baddie. It's a bad thing.
So, it's interesting that all the instructions come on the back of the packaging, the card insert. So, assembly instructions. I guess we start with the bottom.
That's usually how they do it. You have the base and then you build the sides.
Yeah.
So that you've got a stable base to put it all together on.
Due to the design of the packaging, I wasn't able to get these out without completely taking everything out.
Meanwhile, Jen's got a really easy thing. I have this. This is insanity incarnated. look at all the bits you've got to put together. I may not be building this tonight because I'm going to need all of this space.
Yeah.
So the challenge will be taking part, but not tonight, I think.
And I must admit, I mean, these are actually, they're not as bad as I've seen some instructions.
Jen,
but
those are perfectly straightforward.
Can I just say, and this goes to all kit manufacturers, actually Airfix is quite good.
Airfix is good,
But
yes.
Technic Lego have the greatest instructions ever. So you could do little wrong by just going and having a look at a Technic Lego manual and seeing how they do it. So
I'm going to say no, that the Airfix kits are perfectly well laid out. The instructions you get these days
Airfix is good. Airfix is good. They always were good, but they were of the same ilk. Now I'm looking at the buffers. Now, they've got a weird... Right, no, sorry, as you were. There's just me being a Wally.
Did they give you actual metal wheels?
Well, yes. Well, what else would it run on?
Every model I build gets plastic wheels, and they always look terrible.
I'm just looking... It always pays to just check you've got all the parts. For some reason, this bag's already been opened, and I've had it so long... Before anybody starts going, oh, Pico, bad quality control. It was probably me a long time ago checking on something, but I can't remember.
GJK 666, we're in the same boat there. I don't like the plastic wheels either.
Plastic wheels are awful. It is nice, actually. I mean, it's a much more high-quality kit being included with the metal wheels and brass bearing cups as well. So I'm just going to find the parts I need. These look to be the parts that it's specifying. Also W irons. If anybody wonders, you've heard the term W irons. That is 4 W irons. There should be another 2. Weird. Oh, I see. So to cut down on tooling costs, there's just 2 lots of these sprues.
Makes sense.
So there will actually be some spare parts. Now, we also get some wire for handrails, but it's kind of all coiled up, which is a bit of a nuisance because I've got to make that into straight railings and stuff. So let's have a look then. I'm going to put the roof to one side. We've got the base. And it's one of the things I always say. Make sure that you...
Boats don't have plastic wheels. That's true. If you're building a boat, you don't get plastic wheels.
Yes. Right. Let's try and work out what we need to do. So, at no point, can I just say, at no point does it mention putting the wheels in.
I bet it does. Yeah. Leslie Gilpin, you're absolutely right there. Do we think Jenny hasn't read the instructions if she thinks there are spare parts?
I think no. There's the parts that you could use for other things. So it's actually, I have to say, I'm really quite impressed with the fidelity on these parts. There's some really good detail. Now I've got a scalpel here, which is what I'm going to use to separate some of these parts from the sprue. So, I just have to keep checking because it's the angle of the camera. I think, can we angle it up just a little bit so it's so I can actually do this closer to me?
How's that?
Yeah, that seems all right. So I'm just going to very carefully start to separate.
I like Ravenheart Model's comment. Wheels are an optional extra, like indicators on BMWs.
Yeah, just remember, if you're ever having a bad day and you think nobody values my job, just remember there's somebody at the BMW factory who's paid to put indicators on those things.
Watching for helpful tips when you build a toad, says RG Models. Oh, nice.
Well, first of all, I'm actually using, you can actually very carefully, don't press on hard, but with the edge of the blade, where you have the little divots where it's come off the sprue, you just sort of gently scrape sideways and you can remove those quite readily. I know some people do advocate using a file. And
I would use a file that big.
Well, it's the file I've got, but I've got it here in case.
Do you want a small...
No, I don't. Look, don't harsh my buzz.
I've got a specific tool for cleaning things.
Jenny is in her happy place.
You see, I can't do anything right, guys.
Yeah, Jenny is in her happy place. Don't harsh her buzz.
BMW indicator thing applies to Audi. Yeah, Audi seems to have become the new Pratt wagon.
Yes, the new mark and that's Mark as an Marque. Very good word, incidentally, if you're playing Scrabble. Some of these words with the Q in are always worth knowing for a good game of Scrabble. So Mark, clique as well, proper spelling of clique. If there's any Americans in, it's not click, it's clique.
It's never been called click. Oh my goodness.
I know, but they spell it as click, and it's like that.
They pronounce it as click. That's the problem.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh, what's that about?
Right. I thought I'd got this straight, but apparently I can't even make wire straight.
Oh, just stop messing. This is the problem when you're doing a kit build in front of the cupboard monkey, you end up with a lot of messing about in your peripheral vision whilst you're trying to concentrate. So I need. I also need. It's saying that we need the footboards. So that's these.
You need a football. I'll go and get one. Jen does not like me today. Apparently, I'm being a git.
No, that's your words, not mine. So I'm just going to separate the. Oh, that actually. Some of the way that they designed the actual.
These sprues are fine.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. I'm not harshing.
No, I'm just saying these sprues are fine. We could do some good kits. I love their N-gauge ones.
Yeah, if I can get a word in edgeways. I'm just saying that the design of the tooling is such that you can start to separate these out, and it doesn't leave too much mess behind. I think they put almost like a little crease in the tooling that just helps the separation, which really is good. And I know some people keep the sprue for that's actually you could use that cleaned up. That is something that would be quite usable if you want to do, say, like pipe work.
I was thinking pipe work just like that. Yes.
In an industrial setting, these make great pipe work. But
cut right across there, and then you've got a pipe that comes out of the ground and goes into a building.
Yeah, well, yeah, you can also warm it up to soften it.
Yeah.
It's also asking me to find. See, I'm now looking for some. There they are. Tiny mystery piece.
The inevitable mystery piece thing. What is this? It makes no sense. Oh, and then you put it together and say, wow.
This stinks. This is total. Oh, there it is. And the thing about some of this is that it's why I like on Airfix they. I think they tell you which each sprue has a little number tab on it, so that if certainly the parts do.
RG Models 86 says, "Have you tried building a Pico O-scale TARDIS police box?" Yes, I've got one in my office. I built it.
The O-scale TARDIS is on Huggleton on the Hill.
Not the other one that I've got in my office.
Oh, I didn't realise you'd done two. Did I buy you another one?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, that was very good of me, wasn't it? Modest as well. Right, so it's also showing. This is something I always recommend. Don't break the glue out until you're happy that not only have you got the parts that you need, but it's always useful to do a test fit without the glue. I've seen too many people they almost get all covered in glue and there's plastic sticking to lots of other bits of plastic. And it's like, oh no! And that's probably the biggest ruin of a lot of kits, is that you don't take your time and you end up fitting parts backwards and stuff. So according to the instructions, it doesn't actually make it totally clear, but you've got to pay attention to these little plasticky bits sticking up, these ridges, and they are you can see them on the moulding there. So we're on the underside here, and let's have a look. Assemble long running bar. It's a long running board to sole bar by locating support pins into holes and cement. Note these are handed. So this
I'm
is
getting a message saying that my phone must be turned off. I've got it on silent. What's going on?
Is there a problem? Who's sending you a message?
I don't know. I'm just having a look at the chat from the squad.
They're probably saying, "Does Jenny know that her bum's on fire?" So there
Yes, she does.
So there we are, test fit, and it says they're handed. So I'm going to make sure that we have these. Yeah, because they. Let's have a look. So bish, bash, bosh. So there we go. So I'm quite confident. I'm going to just double check on the instructions. And cement. Yes. So I'm now happy. I've done a test fit. You can see here they're not glued in any way, but they're just test fitted. And what I'm going to do now is very, very carefully separate them again and choose which bit you apply the glue to. I think that this is probably the best place to apply the glue to. And the thing with glue is, I know that some of the manufacturers get a bad rap because they seem allergic to using enough glue. But sometimes less is more. You know, don't go gung-ho with the glue. And we're just going to press that into place. These are actually a really nice kit. They fit together quite positively, even without needing much force. So, let's have a look at the comments. I hope they have the X-Tractor fan on. Yeah, he used to be into Massey Ferguson, but now he just sucks.
Okay, so the messages I've had from the squad, and if you're in the squad you know, are, I wonder if we can make Zoe's wrist vibrate, because all of my messages go to my watch. So now they're going, Zoe, buzz, buzz, buzz.
Stop it! Because it just like, because Zoe is here, she has the really important job of sharpening all the pencils. Actually, no, you're actually keeping an eye on the comments, because I can't read the comments and make the kit at the same time. So
yes, can I just repeat what RG Mottles 86 has said? Always work in a well-ventilated space with balls down cement. Yes, there is an extractor fan just above Jenny.
It's not turned on, but there is one.
There is an extractor fan just above Jenny.
Yes. So we're not using a huge amount. And, you know, take your time. If you feel like you're listening...
Wow, that's come together quite quick.
Well, yeah.
No, that bit that you don't... It looks good already. It's nice, big, solid pieces. I like it.
So, what have we got
Everyone
here?
said turn the sound level up. What?
I'm sure that you've got a volume control at home, kids.
Here is the sound right up at the top of this thing.
No, we don't.
We're now redlining.
No, we don't want to redline. Right, cement center springs 2B. Center. Oh, right. So, I've actually, and this is where test fitting is quite useful.
I know, says, oh, breathe all the chemicals nice and deeply. I paid for them, I'm going to use them.
Yes.
That's not how this works.
So it turns out, and this is where it doesn't matter how much you study the blooming instructions, it's very easy to miss things.
Yeah.
And what I've got here is, because this is a 6-wheel brake fan instead of a 4-wheel brake fan. Somebody said,
were you supposed to put the brake in?
No, look, like, Jenny will fix it, don't worry. Nobody panic. Don't panic.
Can we fix it?
Jen the Builder. No, we broke.
Sorry, guys. Those of you who were wearing headphones when I turned the volume up slightly.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It seems to be...
That was a Billy's replacement speakers moment.
Can I just say, it seems to be the in thing. People go, oh, turn the volume up. It's not funny.
Yeah, to be honest with you, it's not big and it's not clever.
Yeah, remember, kids, you've got your own volume. Just
you can change the volume at home.
Yes, and if you can't, then it's a you problem, not a me problem.
You need a bit of concrete under the floor to make an authentic brake fan.
Kind of. What I will actually end up doing is it's an interesting, serious point. Extra weight does help.
A bit of lead.
I've got some lead shot. It's something that DCC...
Where the hell did you get lead shot from?
DCC Concepts. It's allowed to be sold for model making, just not for other things.
Not for what we used to use it for.
Well, no, I think if you've got a shotgun license, it's not a problem to get
my granddad used to use it.
Anyway,
You do know that I come from the countryside, yeah?
Yeah, but he was a worker on the motorway, so like
not originally. He was a farmer. Stopped being in farms to go and work on the motorway.
Yeah.
Alright, here we go. You lose tyre weight and a lot. That works as well, yes.
I've seen that done as well, but they're less flexible. Tyre weights, they come in a size, whereas lead shot is quite small. You can put as much or as little as you want in. Right, so this is showing center springs to sole. Yeah. Now, this is the first... I'm going to say this is the first point at which I am starting to wonder about where this needs to go, because the instructions are not 100% clear. There.
Okay. Yeah, I
Are
see where...
are they the right ones?
Can I have a look?
No, hold on. Right.
Can I please have a look? Right, this is the piece, yes.
Yeah. These are the pieces that I'm just looking through. Sometimes it just does pay. Again, like what I said, take your time. Don't be afraid to test fit parts. They've got to be the bits. There's no other bits. There's no other bits. And these are in keeping with the picture. So can I have my model back, please? Oh,
I really, really would have preferred if you hadn't just pulled the instructions away while I was looking at them to see if
I'm
you got it right.
trying to
Fine.
build my
I'm not going to help.
Yay! And there was much rejoicing. Can you read the comments?
I can.
Yeah, you keep an eye on the comments and the nice.
A lot of people are saying that the volume is fine. Yep. Thank you,
The volume is always fine. I think it's just a great big jape. There's probably a Facebook group somewhere where people say, oh, "Can we get it to change the volume?"
And the fact is that we've got an equalizer on screen, and it's saying we are at the top of the yellow section, which is just below redlining. We try to keep out of the redlining because it can cause a buzz on people's televisions and ruin speakers.
And also just distortion. Just generally, it doesn't sound so
JK
great.
Hauser, you are very welcome. Thank you so much for your kind comments. Says, just want to say a huge and grateful thank you for the Monday Club and all your wonderful videos and tutorials.
Oh, thank you so much. Because it is one of those things. We've been doing it for years and years, but sometimes it does feel like nobody loves us. But do remember to hit that like button. If you're really enjoying the content, hit the like button. And don't be afraid to share it to social media. It's a great way of letting your fellow model railway enthusiasts know about the Monday Club. On top of that as well, if you're not actually subscribed, subscribing is the best way to keep up to date with video content. Are you all right over there?
One of my broken toes just clicked.
One of your broken toes.
Oh, that is not good. That is not good. Oh.
Fit small step board to square holes into. This and this is what I will say here. Oh, I see. Ah, right. Yes, I see. Now we're going to be fitting a step, and it goes back to what I said about test fitting and being certain. So there are 2 holes there, and that's going to go in there like that. It doesn't actually... Sometimes you'll find pieces won't fit out of the box. Now, some people say, oh, use a broacher to remount the hole and mess about. But there's a little trick I learnt in my Airfix days. And that is that polystyrene cement causes the plastic to soften. And in softening the plastic, you can shove it in holes that it didn't want to fit in quite readily. So, I'm going to line this up now, and I am going to apply a gentle pressure. Is this where I find out I put them in completely the wrong place?
I would hope not, because there shouldn't be that many holes that they would fit in. That's the good design. You see, if there are several holes that it could go in, that's not great. You need to really look at the instructions and think about it better.
So there we are. Just to let people know, we've got the step on, and I'm just going to do it by eye because I'm bone idle. But I'm going to look along the edge there and just try and get it at the right angle. And now I'm going to move over to the second one of these. Again.
And to Warbler Productions has just learned how to balance the sound between the game and his microphone for Train Sim. Yeah, It's a dark art, isn't it? And the worst part is it changes game to game.
Yes, just because you think you've got it right doesn't mean that...
Doesn't mean it'll be right for all of them. That's why I have so much time faffing about, and I always start my computer an hour before I have to go live.
Right, let's... Again, throughout this, you'll find a lot of referring back to instructions, and that's quite all right. So you can just see here, I'm holding it upside down because it's basically I want to be able to see what I'm doing. I've got the last two pieces for this first stage of the build.
Right.
You remember we talked about the W irons?
Zantic says, once I have it set, I leave my mic settings as is in OBS. Yeah, that's great, as long as you're not going to a different game on another day, and someone else has mastered their volume different. For example, comparing Dark Souls to Silent Hill. They, one of them is really creepy and silent. One of them is really creepy and loud, and it's so much of a trouble.
Now, this is interesting because we've got a different... No, there's different... Oh, why is...
Are you sure they're going outside?
I am just looking here now. I have this awful... That's really quite strange. What I'm actually looking at here is... they're not all the same. So that's suggesting, looking at the picture, that the flat backs, so they're the wrong pieces. Again, this is what is great about checking, double checking and triple checking. Don't assume that because the bit looks right, that it is right. As we've just proven here, there are two different types of W irons, and that means if we'd have gone in gung-ho with the glue, we'd now be in a pickle, because we'd have glue all over a piece that isn't meant to be used yet. So, let's have a look. I'm gonna... There. Perfect. So that...
Like that?
Just doing a test fit. And... why is that not going in? Again, we've said this before. Test fitting...
Oh, yeah.
...is the way ahead. So, that appears to be...
Oh, Double O Gauge Journey says, are we pulling an all-nighter with this? I don't think it's going to take that long, to be honest with you. I expect an hour or two, and that'll be it.
Yeah, I mean, we are going to still stop for the bit of the show that you know and love in the form of...
the end?
Don't like you anymore.
James Pett says, always dry fit first. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. And it's what... it's vitally important because with a lot of this, you really do only get one shot. And if you mess it up, then you basically ruined what is an expensive kit. In the case of this kit, we're looking at, if people are wondering on price, I think, what do we pay? About £40, something like that?
I genuinely couldn't tell you how much this costs because it's been in the attic waiting for you to build it for months.
Over a year.
Yeah.
Over a year this has been up here waiting for me to build it. So again, because we test fitted, we're now happy that...
Ravenheart Modelling says, we've had a few requests, but we're going to carry on anyway. I love it.
See what you did there? Yeah.
Right, I'm going to open the beverage
of
choice.
Beverage of choice. I'm doing a lot of talking here, it must be said.
Tonight's beverage of choice is hokey cokey cokey.
I believe you'll find it's hokey cokey. Wait, I've got glue all over a thingy.
Oh, hey!
So there we go. Anyway, get the tumble of clowns to help you. I said tumble of clowns, not the clown. Thank you, tumble of clowns. And
I've just had some good news.
Have you?
Mum might be coming home in a few days.
Oh, that's very, very good. Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad to hear.
So am I. I might sleep better tonight.
Excellent. So there we are. We've now done. We've actually, because there's 3 stages that it shows on these instructions, and we've completed the first one.
Thank you, Zantac. I hadn't even realised I was saying that out loud while on the stream.
What?
The good news.
Yeah, I did wonder. Right. So, all right. So,
If you can't find the hole, you've no business being on that model.
oh, wait a minute. One last thing. I think we're supposed to glue it to the floor.
That would explain a lot, yes.
Ensure supports are flush with the rear.
Thank you for the nice comments, guys. Thank
Assemble, fix WI and 4 without rear tabs to locate on the top of 2. Repeat before leave aside. So, this is weird because on the face of it, it shows us gluing it to the chassis, but then in the next step, it doesn't show the chassis in position. There are some
Can I have a look at this?
Yeah, there's some gremlins in the instructions. I wouldn't say they're 100% clear. And sometimes if you find that the instructions aren't clear, it's not you all the time. It's sometimes the instructions just aren't.
To be fair, I can understand exactly why they're not showing those bits. You're gluing these sides onto the chassis.
Mm-hmm.
In order to see the bit in the middle clearly, they've chosen not to show the sides on the chassis. So you might want to consider.
I'm not going to glue them on just yet.
Although actually you might want to. I'm looking at this.
No.
Some of the let me just finish. Some of the pieces look as if their positioning might be respective to the other things.
Oh my word! Thank you so much, Simon
Thank
Pitcher.
you.
Incredibly generous of you. Very generously donated $9.99 on the super chat.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much. And Dave Scott Railway says, Iron Horse Railways. Hi, Craig. You missed a great show in Glasgow.
I heard,
as did I.
Good things. Yeah.
Right. So, thank you so much, Simon Pitcher. That's incredibly generous of you. Right. So the next bit.
Zantek says he could understand us because he's got a massive subwoofer. That's really clear.
Oh yeah.
It sounds like we need to beatbox like it ain't no thing.
You can do that. So I'm going to put those two bits to one side because we kind of moved on a little bit here. And what we've got now is it's showing part 11. It would be nice, and this if there's somebody from Pico watching, so just to make it a little bit clearer on the sprue, just a little subtle number to tell you which piece is which. So some of them it's quite noticeable because you can tell from the shape, but sometimes with the small pieces it isn't necessarily the most obvious. So I'm just looking there again, test fitting, and that looks like that goes in there. Cement the 4 brakes, part 6. Where are they? Part 6 to chassis 7. So let's find the chassis. That's here. We've got the chassis part. Let's get that separated. And keep a finger on the bit of sprue that's that you're separating it from.
Absolutely.
Because you never know when it might try and sacrifice itself to the great floor gods.
The amount of times I've lost a piece on stuff is ridiculous.
So protect your little pinkies as well. So we've got.
Nigel Cole says, "Doesn't look much like a station building yet."
No,
funny that.
Yeah, funny that. Yeah. And it's also, it looks like we need this piece. Again, anybody from Pico watching, just a little number etched into the sprue next to the parts.
I'm actually surprised they don't.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that I think Airfix does very, very well. By doing that, there's no confusion. I mean, with some of the bigger bits, I will concede that yes, it's definitely really, really easy. Now,
no, it isn't. Imagine those were handed.
Yeah.
Which one do you cut first?
Right. Anyway, the instructions show this facing downwards, so we're going to line those up downwards, and we're lining up. There's like a notch in that piece and a notch in that piece, and they kind of face each other. So I'm going to do that, and I am going to look for the brakes.
So Ravel number their parts, Airfix number their parts. It's Hilaire number their parts. Even Games Workshop number their parts. I mean, they're all over the bloody place. And number 5 might be on the same sprue as number 97, but not number 4.
The Games Workshop are very economical with space. Very economical.
Yes.
So what I do
But
like
at least
with
they number their parts.
Can I just say, what I do like about these is there's little notches on the parts, so you're not left guessing how far in these go. They slide in and stop. And that, for me...
that's always useful.
So, well done, Pico.
It's a great thing. It makes it so much clearer.
So, well done, Pico. That is definitely something I approve of. And these brake parts are handed as well. That's important to note that you've got, again, this is where test fitting comes in. You've got the left-hand brake blocks and the right-hand brake blocks. And the reason for this is you've got detail that faces outwards that you will see on the wagon. And then on the inside, they're completely blank. So if I don't think there's anything stopping you from gluing. Yeah, it will go in the wrong way round, but then
that's not a good thing.
But again, it comes down to test fitting and being very clear in your own head, right? What is it that we are fitting here? So brake rigging, the brake blocks, they're going in quite nicely. These we're into the realms of slightly more fiddly stuff. And here, a top tech tip for you. If you want a really good strong bond, sometimes just rubbing the piece up and down with firm pressure, it accelerates the melting of the plastic, because the trichloroethane, which is the active ingredient in this cement, what it actually does is it slightly dissolves the plastic, and then as it evaporates, that slightly dissolved plastic re-solidifies. And the idea is that you're effectively getting the two pieces of plastic and squidging them together so that the plastic forms a weld, effectively.
Yes, that's like what someone said earlier on. It's an adhesive, but it's also a welding tool.
Yeah, I would say that actually it's more welding. It's cold welding, chemical welding, rather than an adhesive. What you will find with polystyrene cement, particularly this that's like a watery that you get in the jars that you apply with a brush, there's no adhesive strength to this whatsoever. The actual trichloroethane will not stick things. You can test this by trying to stick two pieces of metal together. It has no adhesive qualities on its own. It actually relies on this chemical reaction with the plastic. And for that reason, that is why it's welding rather than...
For those of you who are saying that there's an issue with the sound, try refreshing or restarting the browser. Yeah. Because I've just tested it on my phone. I'm looking at the equalizer on the screen, and I'm seeing what other people are saying in the comments, and it's fine. So please give it a try with rebooting the browser or refreshing the page and see if that works. It could be an issue with YouTube.
Yeah. James Petts. The polystyrene cement is both chemical welding and adhesive. I think if you get the tube, which is more of a gel, that has an adhesive quality. But it's like water. And in that respect, it's kind of the trichloroethane. It's just the pure trichloroethane. And when it evaporates, there's nothing left. Whereas with the tubes, with the almost like a gel, after it dries, there's like a deposit left. And I think that's the difference between whether it's got an adhesive quality or whether it's purely chemical welding.
Oh, the thin stuff I don't like because it's just the chemical weld. You've got to hold it so long.
Not necessarily. Right.
I find it's terrible.
I think it's different products.
Different products and different plastics.
Yeah, and also it doesn't work on all plastics. If you apply this to, I think it's the Daypol chassis of their wagons in 00 gauge, I don't think it'll touch it because it's a different kind of plastic.
Yes, which is why I like to have different ones. I've got the liquid poly, I've got standard polystyrene cement, and I've got super glue for when everything else fails.
Yeah, it's like bringing out the big boys now. But right, top tech tip for you: if you want the stuff to set quicker, try blowing on it lightly. The reason that works is you're shifting the evaporated solvent and creating an environment where the solvent that is left can evaporate more readily. So I'm just going to do that. And then we're going to get...
You never used to get kits falling apart with the old thick, gluey polystyrene cement in a tube. That's one of the things I still keep. I keep it around because it does work.
It has its uses, and I think if you've got a younger child building a kit, then definitely that is much easier to use. But you can end up making a little bit of a mess with it if you're not careful.
Yes. Now, Peachy, are you in?
What did Peachy do?
There was a bit of a mess at the show we were last at, the Doncaster show, where a bottle of super glue got knocked.
Oh?
Yes.
Who did the knocking?
I don't know. I don't want to say who.
It was nothing to do with you.
It wasn't me. I did not. But I did manage to glue myself to his table while trying to help him clean up.
Whose super glue actually was it?
It was his.
Oh, right, okay, we're in the clear then.
Yeah, I did manage to glue myself to his table, and that was fun, trying to help out, because, you know, you see a friend in need, you help out.
I'm trying to remember, super glue, there is a solvent for it. Is it acetone?
Yeah, acetone's great for a lot of
Yeah, the
adhesives.
problem is that acetone will dissolve the plastic. So
Yes.
People have said, "Oh, how can I remove super glue from a model? I've accidentally got super glue over it." And the truth is, if you want to
you can't. Sorry.
If you want to remove the super glue, you can use acetone, but it will also remove the paint finish.
Yeah, well,
So
to be fair, if you're not worried about the paint, you can go for it. You can always repaint. Something was trying to stop there.
What it is the Gronk in Intercity livery is not fitted with a stay alive. I'm quite proud of it. I've repaired it after a great many years, more than 15 years. So DJK666 says, I know someone who glued himself to the floor with uber super glue called Zapacap, which is serious stuff. Sarah Davis, acetone damage doesn't look like weathering. It looks like you partially melted your model with acetone.
It depends what kind of weathering you're going for.
Yeah.
Fire weathering, yes.
Right. This is suggesting that we are gluing these now. So,
What you're saying is don't put the nameplates on your locos on with super glue. Yeah, pretty much. Unless you absolutely have to. A 3D printed one onto standard plastic may not attach if you're not using super glue. You've got to be careful though, because you need a tiny amount.
Yeah.
Like use it with an eyedropper if you can.
Now, can I just say at this point, I've noticed what appears to be a glitch
In the Matrix.
in the actual the instructions. I'm not actually convinced that the instructions are right.
You haven't put the sides on, so you can't line that up.
I'm just looking in here. There's that's definitely the inside. But
Well, that's the wrong way around for a start.
right, I've got it. I've worked out there is actually a degree of sprung suspension in this. Would you believe it? So now I understand.
You use Pritt stick for gluing nameplates on. That what? Yeah, go for that. Yeah.
That would work. I use PVA, but I can see Pritt stick would be equally as good for the job. I think a lot of people they immediately reach for super glue, but actually super glue can quite often be a very wrong adhesive for the job. It will do the job, but the collateral damage.
Yeah, you've got to really need super glue. When you're making models, it's the one you go to because you know everything else is not going to work.
Right, so this is interesting. This actually pivots on two pieces.
Oh, that's very interesting.
So, I'm going to put the first one. This is actually very interesting. So the first one is going in. And you don't glue... Right, this is where you don't want glue.
Because that rock's there.
Yeah, so that will now...
I would let it dry a little bit before you started this.
No, because I need to make sure that it's at the right angle.
Fair enough.
If you let it dry, this is a top tech tip for you. If you let it dry before you put it in, there is every chance
that it won't be right.
That it will end up at the wrong angle, and that in turn will then stop you from getting it in.
There's a lot of good tips on gluing coming on the chat. PM Motorsport Trend says, I use a cocktail stick to apply the glue.
Yeah, I can see that.
Keep your fingers at a good distance. Oh my god, that really does work.
So now it's suggesting, and I think at this point, I'll certainly glue one of these side pieces in.
Yes.
I'm not.
So that you can line up the rest based on it.
So the step.
Should be on the outside,
I'm gonna do the other one. No. Right. So the step is at that end, which if we turn it over, that's the veranda end, and that fits with the picture.
Makes a lot of sense, yes.
Yeah. So that's not the right one. Oh, it's like I'm committing.
I love that. You turned it round so that you still had it on the wrong side.
I'm sorry, I'm committing mass muppetry here.
Mass muppetry, yes.
That was a Steve Wrightism. It's
you
sadly
used model super glue on a pin for nameplates. You did something like that when you were down at Hornby assembling the black.
Yes. Yeah. And top tech tip for you: super glue actually stays liquid for quite a long time. If you put it onto a piece of polyurethane, something like a plastic bag,
yes,
and then you can dip the cocktail stick in and use that for quite some time. It's much less wasteful. Right.
Shackleton says the volume's faint again. I'm going to load it up again. I don't think it's us. I really genuinely don't think it's us.
I'm honestly not convinced it's us. Right, that's interesting. So
no, it's coming through just fine for me, Ham Shackleton.
Yeah. So I'm going to glue one of these side pieces on. So let's.
A moment of truth.
Yeah, this is when basically it was at this point she knew she'd cocked up.
Messed up. We don't say cocked up.
Why
Hang on. Whoops.
Why the hen? It was. Oh, I'm sorry. It was at this point she knew she'd henned up. Right. So
when the super glue hits the fan. Yes.
Yeah. The fan.
Ravenheart Modelling says it happens on their streams as well. It is a YouTube thing. Yeah. If YouTube's messing with the volume, we can't help it.
Yeah.
That's the worst part. It's like they're taking it away from us. They're taking control.
Can I just
we need to take back control, man.
Yeah. Can I just say that basically chase the volume with your own volume controls. That's all I can recommend. Yeah. It's nothing to do with us. And by telling us, it's like, good for you. There's nothing we can do. It's not us.
RG Models 86, why are you mixing super glue with baking powder?
What?
Don't mix super glue with baking powder, because that sounds an awful lot like an acid-base reaction.
That sounds like some kind of Jolly Rogers cookbook thing going.
Oh my goodness, I remember that.
Remember that? I was like, everybody with an Amiga
had a copy of Anarchist cookbook.
Oh, we've got Jolly Rogers.
The guy who wrote that really regrets it.
I bet he does. He got in a lot of trouble.
James Pett says disable stable volume. Right, so they've brought in something for the just having a laugh, ha ha ha, out and about market. That is now affecting everyone else.
So basically, they've catered for the Pratts.
Bicarbonate acts as an activator. Yeah, I bet it does.
Actually, yeah. Funny enough, now you're saying it, I'm thinking, actually, yeah. Right, so started to build up the chassis here. I've only glued in one side. I thought that was the most prudent. And I do like the fact that these chassis parts there,
they just fit into certain blocks. Oh, that's good, yeah.
They do, actually. That's That's interesting. These instructions...
People at school used to mix marzipan and Vaseline and makes a pop when you light it. What? No.
Well, can I say, marzipan is...
Who's mixing marzipan with anything? You put the marzipan in your mouth and you chew.
I've got... This feels like there's a piece missing. Can I just say... Bum-ba-dum-ba-dum. Yeah, where are the parts? 1, 2, 3, 4. Where are the parts for the extra set of brakes? There should be something here. I'm thinking, yeah, there's, can I just say, I have spotted...
Oh, they haven't got it in there.
If you look down here, there is no... There's yeah. Because, right, Pico, we've spotted a fault. That's for the 6-wheel brake fan. That's for the 4-wheel brake fan. That's for the 4-wheel brake fan. Look, 1, 2.
Oh my goodness.
So
this extra wobbly bit in the middle,
yeah,
you've got a second pivoting area.
And what I'm looking at here is I just suddenly realised if I'd have followed the instructions,
you couldn't have put that in.
It would have meant gluing this in, and then, oh no, I can't get this last piece in. So, well spotted by me.
Everyone's saying, is there pull-out corrections? No.
No, not in here. We haven't got it. So, Pico, if you're watching,
wow,
they may have actually addressed this.
This is a year old.
We bought this over a year ago, and it may well have been on the shelf at the retailer at Ellis Clark Trains for some time. But that is quite interesting. So I can work out what the missing instructions would be because it's just a repeat of some of the processes that we've already done. But I have to say, well, there you are. You saw it here live that we spotted a cock-up. But don't worry, we've kind of...
We've decocted.
Yes. So we've got all the parts, it seems.
Hi, Patrick. How you doing?
So we've got all of the parts.
And Martin Shipman now says, there's the missing piece, Ploy.
Yeah, that we thought, oh, why is it giving you extra pieces? It's not. It's just that the instructions are for the wrong model.
Yeah.
So that is really quite weird. Now, do we need...
I think they are a duplicate. So they've got bits that you don't need for this particular one.
I have a feeling that there may well be... there's certainly extra W irons. So we've got an extra 2 W irons. And yeah, we've got the W irons that you only need 2 of. You actually get 4 because of the nature of the kit. So well, we're going to soldier on here. And
test fit before you start gluing them.
No, I don't need to. I'm a big girl. I got my big girl pants on.
Don't you?
So
we want to stay online.
Yes.
You had a missing piece in a Lego set, and their missing parts request service is brilliant. They'll send out for a recent set the missing part free of charge. Brilliant.
A Lego is really, really good. I have to Airfix as well. Can I just say?
Oh, Airfix is wonderful as well.
Airfix have much the same, and they are very good. So you know, I can't speak more highly. And you know, to some extent as well, I've never had a problem with you know, if there's a missing bit of detail or whatever, then actually I've never had a problem with Hornby or Bachmann. I think it's kind of it's seen as cool to harsh against Bachmann, but actually it's like, you know,
there's nothing. To be honest with you, there's nothing wrong with most companies with their customer service, as long as you approach them.
I think, you know, unfortunately,
nice
I think some people you've got to look beyond the, oh, this is rubbish, they're ripping us off, and actually try and work out what they're actually you know, what's in it for them.
Yeah.
So now,
if you think that their customer service is bad, you won't buy again.
Yeah.
If you think their customer service is good, you'll buy again, because that's what it's all about.
So there we go. I fit it. I don't know. Are you keeping an eye on the comments?
Yeah, we're talking about all sorts of stuff here.
Yeah, David J says, watching Jenny assemble this kit reminds me of why I usually land up buying them complete from Dayport. Yeah, and this is one of the things I often said, is that people who don't want to build the kit, why should they be forced to build the kit just to provide some kind of a revenue stream for some guy who got in there first? Well, Bagsy. I don't enjoy building kits. It's something people said, have you tried building X, Y, and Z? I can do it. You're watching me do it. But the honest truth of this is, I do not like doing this.
And yet you're managing it fairly easily.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of people in this category.
I think, to be honest with you, that's quite a testament to quality. You don't like doing this, but you can do it. It's working out. So this pivots a little bit. No, ooh.
So, what's SP? Sandpipes. Right. I'm going to leave the sandpipes for now. Drill out 4 holes X.
Would be nice if water slide decals were supplied with Pico K&R kits. Well, water slide decals came with this one.
Right.
I have to say, the majority of the time, if I'm working on a Pico kit, it's an N-gauge wagon. I love their N-gauge wagons.
Right.
They're cheap as chips. You can build them yourself, paint them in whatever colour you want, and it's fun.
Right. So at this point, I need to put some of the bearing cups in, and I've got another top tech tip for you. So that's my phrase of the day. I stole that from Roadkill, which is a really excellent show. Was on the Motor Trend channel, now on YouTube.
It's basically
it's YouTube.
Top Gear.
It's a YouTube version of Top Gear Cheap Car Challenge, but I mean they are really great.
Do you only get 4 of those?
No, there's more in the packet, I think. So I'm doing a test fit. Oh, what?
Are they in here?
There's one there. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Nope, there's one.
Yeah,
there's one stuck in the wheel.
There's 2 stuck in the wheels.
Right, there you go. 5, 6. Okay, that's okay then.
Okay, so top tech tip, right? Instead of drilling things out, those are struggling to go in there. Do you remember what I said about the trichloroethane softening the plastic? Now,
are you going to put a bit of glue in there and then shove it in? Yeah, I've done that before and it works a treat.
So, what I'm going to do at this stage is...
Oh, Joe Harris, thank you so much.
Oh,
this Minitatis Rec Tank arrived last week. Really happy with it. Thank you.
Oh, you're absolutely welcome.
Oh, Zantek's in the same club as I am. He says, you have 30 TTA wagons and all of them coupled up. They need 2 locos to pull.
Whoa.
Oh, my goodness. So, anyone seen Laurie's video on the Top Gear cars?
Yes, I saw he'd put it out. I haven't actually watched it, I will admit to that. There we are. See, look, it just went whoomp, straight in.
Because it softens it a bit, yeah.
Yeah, and then you get, when it sets, and again, that one's done the same. When it sets, you have a perfect interference fit. There's no slop, there's no risk of it coming out. There we are. 3 brass bearings in place.
3 bearings.
Now you're wondering why I haven't put the other side in. There is a reason for this. It's if I do that, I can't get the wheels in. So the wheels actually have to be put in during the construction process. It's not actually... yes, otherwise you'll damage the plastic. Right, what it suggests at this point is painting stuff. So, it's talking about GWR Dark Grey. I'm sorry, I'm going off-piste with delivery because I don't want a GWR wagon.
You're going to paint it orange?
No, I was actually thinking of doing it in... I'm really tempted in doing this as an engineer's wagon in olive green.
Okay, yeah.
So, I did get number 64, which is like BR Freight Grey, but... 91 could do the job.
Double O Gauge Journey says, I've just realised it's upside down. Yes. Yes, it is. So,
what colour... Right, so I've got a lot of Humbrol paints here. Could somebody advise me what colour they would recommend for Engineer's Olive Green from the Humbrol range? And then I can see if I've actually got
Everyone's saying, how about the yellow and grey or Engineer's Yellow?
Oh, what, like Bachmann did? I'll be honest, I don't like that engineer's yellow. I think it's too... No. It's too loud. That's a brown.
It looks like olive to me.
No, blooming heck, what's with you? Right, don't worry, I've got another tub of paint.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah, there's a lot of people here that are saying a lot of the same thing, that they're having issues or don't want to do the build. And it's quite obvious that there is a market for ready to run on these.
Yeah, there's a reason that Daypol and Hellion and that do incredibly well.
But I have to say one
You
thing.
said but.
I really like building these.
See,
because
I don't.
It's like that time when we got that Cessna, and I've been looking for years to get a Cessna. And everyone said, well, you can get them from here, you can get them from there. Like, yeah, I could get a fully built one, but I don't want to just have a Cessna. I want to build it. It took me ages, but I got it, and eventually I was very happy.
I'm just looking through here, and
yeah,
I think, right, hold on, I need to check on a model. So talk to the nice people.
So what's going to next week? A 1980s Willis white metal 260 Crab will be built. Yeah, possibly not.
I don't think so. Really, I can think of a million things I'd prefer to do. I don't know. Listening to paint dry is one.
Beatboxing in a competition against the champion skateboarder of the area.
Can I just say, right, it's not the same wagon, but that's the livery I'm going for.
Hold that up.
I would say, yeah, I'd say that's fairly close.
Close, but not quite.
I'd say that
doesn't.
I'd say
this one works for its roof, though. Look. So the roof would be that, and that's your closest for the main green.
No, the roof will be like a battleship grey. I wouldn't worry about the roof.
I'm not.
But I'm going to say Matt 68. Let's live a little and.
Oh, you're going off piste.
Yeah, but what I'm going to do is see it's black underneath, so I'm actually going to paint the underside in matte black. So
Ravenheart Modelling says you go steampunk, use the sprues and turn it into a 40k wagon for the Emperor.
for the Empire. No,
painted ultramarine.
I have done my own kit bash of steampunk.
You did? Where is it?
I'm there somewhere. I don't know.
This is the problem with Jen's builds. They're here somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere in this. Where did my paintbrush? I had a paintbrush. Where's my paintbrush? Do you remember?
You did have a paintbrush, yes.
I did. See, this is what I mean. The carpet gods have taken their sacrifice. Oh, that's annoying because I haven't moved.
Yes, you have. You got up.
Yeah. Did I?
You got up and went and got the model.
I didn't take a.
There it is.
See, look at that. Look at that. The carpet gods. Like, we will take a pound of flesh. So, I'm now going to just start painting some of this underside, and I'm using Humbrol number 33, which is matte black. Are you keeping an eye on the time, Cupboard Monkey?
Yeah, we're 20 past 8.
Blooming heck, that's gone quickly.
Yes.
Are people actually enjoying this? We thought we'd do something a little bit different.
Yeah.
So, are people enjoying this?
I'd like to think so.
Well,
but we'll find out in a moment with the comments when they all come in going, no.
What? Are you still on? So this could take some.
Oswesty Road says, "Hi Jenny and Zoe, what have I missed?"
Hello.
A Monday clubber is never late to the wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf.
Thanks, Gandalf.
So,
while you're doing that, Jen,
yes.
I have one question.
Do you? If it's about where babies come from, I'm sorry.
What happened to this Gronk?
Oh, can I just say, right, that is the slave unit from Iron Horse Railways, Class 13 Mega Gronk.
Mega Gronk, Mega Gronk, Mega Gronk.
Hashtag not a cult for legal and tax purposes. Which he's kind of given up on. It had some issues. So I have taken it on simply as a source of spare parts for repairing Gronks. and I am repairing a lot of Gronks. So actually, that will give up a lot of parts, and my Class 10 project will almost certainly be given a good boost off the back of.
I'm going to have to say, I am getting a light head.
Are you?
The combination of the paints and the glues are making my eyes sting and my head spin.
I must admit, actually, the paint. I will say the paint is probably more potent than the glue.
Yes.
Yes.
The locomotive in Goldeneye was just a Class 20 kit bash with plywood and grey paint.
Yeah, pretty much. So
Valley's 56XX says he's been building 00 wagon kits while watching. He's just finished the third one. There's someone who's more at home, like I am, with actually doing stuff like this. Because you can just get on.
I've been talking about it whilst I've been doing it.
That is true. That is true.
So do bear that in mind. That
People do seem to be loving this, by the way.
Yeah, it's a bit like the way I like watching people play computer games, but I don't really enjoy
you
playing
like to
them.
watch.
Can I just say as well at this stage that if you had a spray can, that would work much quicker and easier.
Yeah, we've got some spray primers, but not in black.
No, this is. And actually, this is some of this does make you wonder: should you paint stuff on the sprue? And I think some people would say, "Oh yeah, paint all the parts on the sprue."
You've got to be really sure that you want to do that.
But the other issue is the polystyrene cement doesn't work if there's a layer of paint. So when you come to glue things,
you have to scrape off that exact bit.
Yeah,
and you've got to be so careful because if you get glue on bits of paint, there'll be bloom.
Yeah, and what happens is the paint kind of wrinkles and it doesn't stick. It wrinkles up, it goes all mushy, but it doesn't glue. So
yeah,
you find that you've got a very, very weak bond.
I really don't. I know people swear by it, but I really don't trust myself while painting on sprue. I always assemble then paint.
No, can I just say that with very, very small parts that would be very difficult to cleanly paint on the model, I have been known to paint stuff on the sprue. It's not unheard of.
I won't do it these days. I've tried in the past and I didn't like the results, so I refuse.
Yeah,
if it requires me to paint something that's going to be inside of a model, I'll stop the build once I've got a part that I can assemble, and then paint the bits, and then go on from there.
Yeah, and actually at some point during this build, I will paint the interior, and we will have. I'm going to actually use like an off-white, matte white, and a wooden floor will be matte natural wood is the colour I have chosen.
Okay. James Pets has a different approach. Paint on sprue for small details. Paint on model for structural components.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I just said, isn't it?
Yeah, but I wasn't listening to you. Oh, excuse me. I've got to that age. I laugh so much I end up popping one out. That was terrible.
Yeah, your choice of words.
Zoe does something similar on her channel. It's how to write computer games. Yes, I do. Live game coding on Tuesdays. I don't know if we'll be back tomorrow, but we'll see. We'll see. Dear. Right, so I'm going to start moving up.
Yeah, if you want to start showing videos, and I will continue.
You'll continue in the corner of the screen.
Yes.
With your paint and assemble.
It's one of those things that some of these stages do take a little bit of time.
Ironheart says, volume's a bit loud now that I've sat down near a television. If only I could adjust the volume. You can.
Oh,
you can. Bunch of gits.
We talked about adding weight. There are actually some really nice nooks and crannies inside the chassis, which I will be utilising.
Can you show them how it is underneath? You've got to be careful with the amount of paint you're putting on. That's one thing I always I always think we don't cover enough when talking about model painting. Don't go overboard with the paints, because if they start to pool,
thin coats.
Yeah, thin coats is the way. If they start to pool, you end up with all kinds of problems later because you lose detail.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've got the consistency of this black paint. Perfect.
Is this O gauge? Yes, it is, Iron Horse.
Yes,
it's going outside, isn't it?
It will go outside. It's not going to be kept outside.
Well, no, of course it's not going to be kept outside. I didn't say it was kept outside. I said it was going outside.
Yeah. So this will be on the garden railway. But no, it's like, I'm not a fan of building kits, but I have actually found this not too bad. As kits go, I like the fit of the parts. The fit of the parts is really good. The instructions, well, we found an error in them. But, you know, we're on the ball, aren't we? We are Moon Unit Monday Club. So, you know, we're on the ball. And together as a team, we spotted that. So we're all right.
Moon Unit Monday Club.
Yes.
Okay. It's not O gauge. Jenny has very small hands. Yeah, it's N gauge. That's not really. It's O gauge.
Yeah. Now you may find you paint it, and then after it's dry, you're like, "How did I miss a bit like that?" That happens to me all the time. So what we're doing here is, I suppose, the bulk of the painting, and then we can come back and touch up bits and pieces. But like in amongst all these brake rigging and such like, you wouldn't easily be able to paint all this with the wheels in place. So this is actually
that's actually a really good point.
Yeah, and sometimes you've got to stop and like I'm doing here, you paint partway through the construction, because if you didn't, you'd have bits of bare plastic that you cannot get access to paint.
Yeah. Mark Wilson says he's a bit late.
Oh,
Gandalf.
A Monday clubber is never late, Mark Wilson, especially with his DeLorean. He travels to the point where he can arrive precisely when he means to.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Gandalf.
So, first up tonight, we've got a video from Anthnil, which is the Doncaster show. He's got an interview with Jenny and Peachy and Gary Hall.
Yes.
So we're going to have a look at that.
Of course, it'll need sound if it's an interview, but
It will, but I'm not going to show all of it. So
yeah, so there is an interview which I'm sure people will be really interested to see what I had to say, and it was a pleasure to do the interview.
Yeah, I'm going to show a little bit of it. He's got a really high quality camera. That's great stuff.
I think everybody's got a high quality camera compared to us. We've kind of been left behind a little bit.
Yes, we have. Thanks for showing again. Oh, we showed this before. Sorry. Here's the link to the full thing. So I'm going to jump it onto a little bit of Jen.
Yeah, did we actually show this last wagons from one of the retailers as well?
Yes, we did, because I've just realised that
for all those little bits that normally it's really oh yeah, we talked about get
that
mail order.
at length.
Well,
you
you to
did,
these
and I
shows,
just
you
ignored
can
you.
get inspired by lots of bits and pieces.
Right.
That'd be great. It's coming together quite nicely. Can I just say?
I'm going to turn the volume off now because Jen is going to talk all the way through it. Peach is here as well. He had a great layout, and the people beside, just behind Peachy there, that little bit there, Camelot, was where I got my books on trams
books.
from. Yes, very
Camelot.
happy.
Camelot.
Let's have a look at the actual models that he's showing off. Yes. Oh yes. There was some brilliant stuff over at Doncaster. I was really impressed with the models.
Doncaster is always a good show, and like I said last week, the thing that I really like about it, and I had some people actually said, "Oh, I didn't like it. It was too much trade." It's like, what?
No, it's a trade show.
That's the bit I like about it.
Yeah. For those saying, can we not talk off the interview? I highly recommend using the link I've put into the chat so you can see the full video, because that way Anthony also gets a view, so it helps his channel out as well. And if you do that, do remember to click the like button, because that would be great. The rocks on this one were so good. I really thought they had a great amount of layouts. And we are going to be putting a a thing out of our own layouts, aren't we? Of our own layouts from the show.
Yeah, and that'll probably go
there's
out
Jenny
on
again.
JK2.
Jenny and Craig at Sawyer Models. You told me you didn't buy anything.
Yes, I did.
She did not. She did not tell me that. By the way, how's your Gronk that I got you as your birthday present?
It's running.
Yes, I like it. There's some great. They really were. It was a good show. Sarah Davis says, and I believe that I didn't. It's the same as if I come back from the Warhammer shop and Jen says, "Oh, you didn't buy anything then?" Nope.
No.
Certainly didn't buy a huge amount of tiny little rat men that are going to poke people with a stick.
Yeah.
An executive Gronk. Yes.
You love your executive Gronk.
Business Gronk.
Yes.
No waiting. I wouldn't put that in yet.
No. There's a reason for my madness.
Okay. Right, I'm going to move on. Thank you so much, Anthony, for sending that over. It's always nice to see some great layouts.
One of the things I'm doing, if you're wondering, is I'm actually painting the front faces of the wheels.
You got a CPC 664 for 50 quid? I don't believe you, Patrick. I was so unhappy when I almost got one. As on eBay, I almost got one for £150.
Who beat you?
I got sniped right in the final second. It had to have been a bot doing this, because it was like the final microseconds before I won. And I was like, should I up the bid? Should I up the bid? And it didn't really matter either way. It was so annoying. Isn't the CPC a 464? There's 3 CPCs. There's the 464, the 664, which is the 464 with a disk drive instead of a tape drive, and then the 6128, which is the 664 with extra memory. You're still assembling? That's good. Right, I am going to now move over to the next one.
Another top tech tip is sometimes move the model to a slightly different lighting area, because it then shows up the bits you missed.
Yeah, always a good point. Always a good point.
So I've just spotted that there's a huge area that I have not painted.
Easily missed. Easily missed. So we got a message from Andrew Johnson. It says, thanks for sending out the Monday Club badge. You're very welcome, Andrew.
Absolutely.
And he sent in some pictures as well. He's sending photos of a repaint of an old Hornby coach dating back to the 70s. So he's repainted it. He dismantled it first, glued all the pieces back in, and added a bit of filler, you know, as you do. And now he's remodeling and repainting it. So let's have a look at this.
I'm just...
Okay, I see. I see this. Yeah, I see what he's meaning with the bits. Yeah, so remodeling to fill in some gaps. Good steady hand on the lining, though. Lining
is something that I've never been able to do.
Polishing a little bit.
My dad's done lining on his
that's
his 4-inch Garrett. He did a very good job, but
this is looking great. You've done a real.
You've all done very well.
Have a quick glance over when you get a second.
Oh, that's come out nice.
Yeah, that's the repainted. That is amazing. Well done, man.
Absolutely.
I am suitably impressed. Let's put it that. I am suitably impressed. Thank you so much for sending that in. That is wonderful.
Right. On the build, incidentally, if anybody's interested where I'm up to, I'm gonna clean my brush actually, because it'll go hard in the time that I'm
regular brush cleaning is essential. Otherwise, what you'll end up with is a solid brush, especially if it gets into the base of the brush where it joins.
Yes, and then over time you end up it just
turns into a solid thing.
It's the death of brushes.
Patrick raises a very interesting question.
Yes?
Will there be any bigger Monday Club badges in the works?
No,
we're not planning for bigger or smaller, but
are. The Gronk It Up ones. We want to do Gronk It Up badges. Well,
but these aren't going to be part of the Monday Club scheme. These are different badges.
No, they won't get you discounts. You'll still need your Monday Club badges for your discount. But we think, it's not nice things to have.
Yeah. As a fun little aside. Can I recommend Deluxe Materials Brush Magic, says RG Models 86. I've never tried it. Have you?
What is that for? What, reviving brushes?
Apparently it works great. I'm assuming it's either reviving brushes or cleaning them. getting the gunk out because I have not seen it. Flymo Chairman 1 says, what is the stick that sign writers use for steadying their brush against?
Oh, I know what you mean, but I couldn't tell you what its name is. It's got a weird name, and I can't, for the life of me, remember what it is.
I actually couldn't. People who've seen your Monday Club badge ask what it is, as they can't read it. Yeah, it's a fair point. It is a small badge, but unfortunately, that's not something we're planning to change.
I think it's the perfect size, and also if you do
the
O
issue
gauge,
is the size. Yeah,
if you do O gauge, it's perfect for
a mole. Yeah, it could be a mole. Yeah.
A what?
A mole. A sign writer's mole. I've heard that statement. I've heard that term before. It is a mole. There we go. Yeah. The reason why we've got it to the size it is because it keeps the costs down. It's not obtrusive, and you can put it onto O gauge things.
Yeah, I mean that wasn't a primary concern. That was a fringe benefit. But
a printer's mole stick. There you are.
It's funny actually. The carpet gods have taken one of the W irons, but because we got given spares, we're in the clear.
We're in the clear. We're in the clear.
So, if anybody's wondering what we're at, the stage I'm at the moment, I've just put the bearings into the W irons, and I'm going to start gluing the W irons into this side of the wagon.
Okay, we've got a very interesting one coming in now. Blairgowie Forest Railway has sent one in.
Ooh.
Right.
Now
He sent a message along with it. He says, please find attached a video from about 15 years ago of my kids enjoying a garden railway in St James Retirement Hotel in Western Cape. The railway no longer exists and has been dismantled and sold off after the death of its creator, but it remains as a lovely memory. Oh, so this should be lovely. Okay. Here we go. We're going to have a quick shufty of this. Lego presents St James Garden Railway. What have we got here? Assembled from a few clips taken during a holiday in Cape Town. These clips were taken in January 2015.
Oh, wow.
Oh, there it is, outside.
Oh, nice.
That is nice. I always like an outside railway. There's
something about nature.
Yeah, nature is great, but there's nothing comparing to proper sunlight.
Yes, it really does make the light good. Oh, we've got a bent wheel. Now, this is another little issue that can arise.
Issue the bent? Oh, that's a shame. They've got a sign for Jurassic Park and an alien in it.
Can I just say,
and a skeleton.
The floor gods did not take their sacrifice. My stupidity did. I've just realised I've put the bearing in one of the spare pieces.
Well, there you are then.
And actually, it's a good job I've spotted this before the glue set. Because I've just ruined a W iron, and the reason that I couldn't spot the spare is because it's on the piece we already built.
Well done.
Yes. So
well done, that silly sausage.
The stupid it burns. So I'm just gonna there. Oh.
Are you okay now? My goodness.
It's got an air bubble trapped behind the bearing, so it pushes it back out.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, there we are. We got it. Ooh, ooh.
There we go. Oh dear. Can we get a Monday Club badge? Says Franakapen. We met you with Jenny at Doncaster. Dane watches you all the time. He sat building a signal box with you.
Ooh. Basically, if we've got a link where you can get them from.
Yeah. Well, we're not exclusive with them.
No, anybody can buy them. Even people who don't even know what the Monday Club is.
Thank you so much for sending that in, Blairgowie. That was lovely.
Excellent. Right.
Thank you. Random P has an interesting question here, actually. This is a very interesting question.
Okay.
Surely having electric track outside when it rains is a bit of an issue.
In what way?
It's not as big an issue as you'd think, is it? Because of the low voltage?
It's low voltage, so actually the trains will still run in the wet. And what I've actually discovered is that you need the track clean when you start. And the track stays clean for an awfully long time until it rains. And it's not the water that causes an issue. It's actually the drying process. The trains will still run in the wet, but as soon as the track dries, you need to clean the track again.
Yeah, because it'll leave deposits.
Yeah, sort of. But I've never had a problem. I use Pico track in the garden. You do have to clean it. It goes kind of a brown colour.
Just don't attempt to run it in a paddling pool like certain people. If you put anything into the paddling pool, like chlorine or anything, salt, you will absolutely mess it up.
Yeah, if there's any kind of like salts, then that causes an electrolytic conduction, and then it won't work.
Yeah.
But in fairness, I wholeheartedly say, do not do it. It's a stupid thing to do, but the train will run underwater.
Yeah.
Which I think they did for him.
RG Models 86 says Pico track is practically bomb-proof. I don't think we should be giving ideas to people.
No.
We're not going to test it, and I recommend you don't either.
No. Right. I've got a little bit of an issue here. You've
always got issues. You've got more issues than the Times.
Yes.
Up next is a video from Richard Swiderski.
I've got a little bit of it kind of is splayed out.
Oh.
And I think the issue is that the axle length is longer than it needs to be. That's another Pico gripe. I'm sorry, Pico, but there's a couple of gripes creeping in, but all in all,
you could just have a slightly warped thing, or it could be how you stored it.
No, they're actually just slightly too long.
Fair enough. There we are. Mark Wilson asks what you're making. It's a
GWR 24-ton 6-wheel brake van in O gauge.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd do something a little bit different. And what have people said about the format? Have people enjoyed this kit building?
I think they are. We also got a message. There are other bomb-proof manufacturers available. Yes. So next up,
is that Richard Brighton by any chance?
No, Jamie Smith.
All right. I have to say, DCC Concepts Legacy Track.
Oh my goodness!
Has much higher nickel content. If you go and look at my video on that, you'll see I just chuck some in the garden.
You left it out there for ages.
A few weeks, maybe even a month.
Yeah.
And I didn't clean it, and the trains just ran. So, unfortunately, they don't do O gauge. So, DCC Concepts O gauge track would be lovely in your legacy track range. I kind of understand why. It is expensive to tool up these things. Double O gauge is definitely an area where there is a what was it?
Your mum's texted.
Oh,
we didn't realise. Sorry to Jen's mum. Sorry.
Right, yeah, didn't realise.
Do we scratch build? Random P says. You have, because of a Will's kit that turned out to be more a bundle of parts than a standard, as you'd expect, kit. Which I'm going to say that if they want to sell like that, that's fine. And if people know what they're buying, perfectly fine. But you didn't know.
It doesn't make it clear.
It wasn't making it clear. So you have scratch build.
And the thing was, it didn't need to be that way.
Mm-hmm.
My thoughts on the matter were that they did themselves a great disservice by printing the instructions not to scale.
Oh, I was amazed with that.
Almost to scale, but not to scale. And what that meant was that you, in good faith, used them as a cutting guide and found that you'd ruined all the stuff.
Yep. So we've got here a Black 5 coming in from Richard Swiderski, so this should be very interesting. Craftsman kits. Yeah, Random P, that's it exactly. And there were so many comments going, well, of course it's like that. It's a Craftsman kit.
Oh, yeah, the snooty
I'm sorry,
people.
but you can't do that. these days. It doesn't work.
It felt like an own goal from Pico.
It did. It was no. Was it Pico? It was Will's Kits.
Yeah, Will's is part of Pico. It's
right,
one of their
fair
brands.
Just one of those things. Yeah, this does look amazingly realistic. Look at all those people in there. That must have cost a fortune. And all of them individually decorated.
Stop it.
I always love this stuff from Richard. It's always got a bit of character to it.
Hmm.
You need to send in more running clips, says Growler backward engage. Yeah, go for it. No problem. It looks real, says everyone. Yes, it does.
Is that our thing now?
Is it sound fitted? Yes, it is.
It's got working smoke unit too.
Yes. So, yeah, that's the thing. The comments about it, trying to defend it, saying, oh, it's Craftsman kit, you should have known. Saying, no, that's the point. We don't know. You don't know until you buy it because it doesn't say.
Mm.
And you could get away with stuff like that in the past. Where it would you would only buy it in a model shop and the guy behind the counter will say, oh, I haven't seen you in before. Can I just make sure that you know what you're getting?
No, they just.
But these days, it doesn't. That's not how it works.
Yeah, so I was disappointed with that. I did, in fairness to me, being amazing that I am, I did manage to make a decent kit out of it. But I did feel that it would have been so simple for them to have done the instructions better.
If the instructions had been at the right scale,
yeah,
you would have known straight away how to do it. I always love stuff like this. Yeah, should be clearer on the label. Exactly. And that was the argument that we were making at the time.
Oh, yeah.
That the YouTube comments section did not seem to listen to.
Oh, since when has the YouTube comments section
I always
listened?
love shots like this, where you can see all the smoke. It's like, oh, it's as close as being there as you can get. You know?
Mm.
I love that sort of thing. I do like the older stuff, but I'm sorry, I'm still a tram person at the end of the day. I like my trams.
Yes, you do.
I like to be able to race my shed down the street.
I don't know, trams are interesting.
Thank you so much, Richard.
I have to be honest with you. I find trams just a little bit on the bland side.
That's fair.
Mm.
Not everyone is for everything.
Mm.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Actually, pushing it out a little bit.
Yeah.
On this side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I just remove that hair?
Yes. Ow. Yes. It is actually a part of me.
Am I gaming tonight? No.
You've
There's a lot of stuff that's been going on here,
and we don't want to go into it in public. It's
and
private family stuff.
My let's say my emotions aren't 100% right now. So
and we all know how shouty Zoe becomes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on a moment. This skirt does ride up. It's really irritating.
There we go.
Yeah.
So we're trying our best.
Mm.
Mark Wilkes has sent in some more footage as well. He says he's joined Merseyside Model Railway Society in Birkenhead at the start of the year.
Oh, nice.
And have been adding Daypole masts to layouts. As one member had added just one, so thought I'd finish it off. Here's a video of the layout with 2 trains passing through the station.
That's. I didn't realise he lived over that way.
Xantec gets about a bit.
I thought it was still like down in Cheshire or Staffordshire. So there we are. I've painted up the base. That's going to need to dry. I've painted it in matte paint, but the newer formula of Humbrol paints can be very hit and miss.
They can. Is this an extended episode tonight? I don't know.
What time are we on?
10 to 9. So here we are. This is the Birkenhead. Oh, that was very short. I'm going to show that again. This is the Birkenhead Model Railway place there. Oi, beep beep. Yeah. This is N-gauge, isn't it?
N-gauge.
I kind of feel like it's N-gauge.
My hair just really wants to get in on the action.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway,
thank you so much for that. That was brilliant.
Right, I've done the base. Where's the instructions? Oh, there they are.
You threw them away. You said you didn't need them anymore.
Yeah, whatever.
So, I haven't even put the link on. There's Xantec's link. There we go. Are those Dutch trains? I wouldn't be surprised if they are.
So, what we're doing now is, I'm sure, is there not buffer beams? Oh, the buffer.
There's also a few pictures. Oh, lovely.
So,
right. Oh, cancel. I've accidentally pressed something.
I've got my lovely rolling chassis now.
Okay, so we're going to show show what Jen's been doing, and then we're going to go and show Zantek's pictures. So here we are.
I'm going to move the roof. I'm going to move the roof out of the way.
Rolling.
There's my rolling chassis and all 6 wheels on my wagon.
Beep beep.
I'm going to move this out of my way. Because the only reason is I'm just a little bit short on space. So just for a moment, whilst I get the parts together,
I'm going to try and put it.
I'm going to actually put it onto. There we go. It's actually my programming track.
So it's on the program track. You're programming it.
No, it's a piece of handy O gauge track. So you just make sure that it.
Oh,
it
speaking
rolls.
of track, Jen, did you ever complete that challenge that Richard had set you from
No,
DCT
I
Concepts?
didn't.
Are you forfeiting?
This was not part of the deal. Why? What's he said?
No, I'm just saying, are you forfeiting? I'm trying to cause trouble.
No, well, yeah, you caused me trouble just by walking down the stairs. Oh, can I just say, Pico? Damage to the kit.
Oh, no.
This is another. When you've got these actually quite fine parts, that can be a little bit of a nuisance.
Yes, it can.
So I'm just going to put a little bit of poly cement on there, and hopefully that will just kind of sort itself out.
Mark Wilson is probably voicing concerns that a few people have.
Which
Have
is?
you built an all-gauge kit before?
No. Why? What's wrong?
No, just joking with you, Jen.
Mean.
Sprue cutters for the win, less chance of breaking smaller parts.
Yeah.
Like these. Yeah, we've got a few of these around. These ones are mine from Warhammer Citadel ones. Really nice.
They're more like wire strippers. I've got
These are brilliant.
These are my screw cutters. I am studiously not using them because it gets people commenting.
I love that they've got these angled pieces on one side and then flat on the other. So you can really get into positions or use them as a knife to scrape off the excess flashing even.
Excess flush.
Excess flush.
Yes. Yes.
I think your sprue cutters have the same sort of angle on them, don't they?
Yeah, pretty much. They're designed so that you've got a side which gives you a nice clean edge.
Yeah. Snap.
Are those
Is
bits...
that glue the stinky one? Yes, it is.
Yes, nice.
Liquid poly.
Yes. Right, I just want to double check. And yes, these... Let me double check.
So going
again.
back to the Zantek's pictures from the show, from the Modern Railway Club now. Are they meant to come off?
I believe they...
Oh, that's going to be tricky. I would use your sprue cutters.
Yeah, I think after all of me like tough bitching it out, then I'm just going to do this. Snip and snip. Yeah, there we are.
Yeah, your sprue cutters don't have the knife edge as much as mine do. These can actually scrape off the flash.
Yeah.
Which might be useful for what you're doing, but you can do it that way as well.
Yeah, don't worry.
So we've got some nice shots here from the Birkenhead Railway Club.
So,
it is engaged. Oh, look at that! It's got a. That's a nice way of doing the side. It's just like a rockery or bits of overgrown wasteland. That's really cool.
Oh yeah, it works.
Little bits, yeah.
So,
hi Krista, how you doing?
hello to you. Great to see you. Hope you're well. I'm
A
just
Monday clubber is never late, Toto wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf.
Can we build and paint something else again next week too, please? Yes, we have, Iron Horse. A very special thing next week. Can you take the challenge of the bunny fighter? We're going to build a MiG, a bunny fighter MiG. Especially in TT, a string cutter is recommended as the parts are microscopic. Yes, absolutely. 100% agree with that.
I'm just starting the test fit of the body.
I've built this, or is it that one? It's one of these two. I think it's this one, this kit here for the station. And it gets fiddly as hell to put that extra bit on the outside, that little overhang. Oh my goodness, so fiddly. So congratulations to whoever did a very good job there, because better than I did. This is a really nice layout. It's got a lot of interesting stuff going on. I do like how they've done the waste ground. It really looks like the kind of waste ground that was around that I used to adventure on as a kid, even though I wasn't supposed to.
Yes, barbecue in a corridor, anybody?
I told you that in confidence.
Yes, you did. And I then decided to tell everybody.
You put it into one of your books.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. It's in Twinkle Little Star.
What did I say?
The barbecue car door is in Twinkle Little Star. I remember reading it and going, "Oi, that's my story."
I don't remember.
I do.
So, right.
Told you that in confidence.
Yeah, well.
I didn't.
Not for you.
Told you as an anecdote. These are really nice. Very cool. Thank you so much. And that's the video that we already saw. Thank you so much for sending those in, Zantec. That's really nice. That layout is looking good. It really is. It's looking great. All in N-Gage as well. Next up we have a video from Warbler Productions. And I believe this might be a Black 5. Yesterday, Black 5 returned to Steamtown, Carnforth following his trip to London. So here we go. Or at least it would be if I remember to press the button over there. There it is.
Hit the lever.
Kick the buttock. Pop up. Here we go.
Right.
Is that Mech Pack glue? Says not.
No, it's the Humbrol cement, but I think it's the same sort of idea.
Liquid poly. Liquid poly. Put the kettle on. Polly, put the kettle on.
Yeah.
Get along. Get along. Beep beep. That was fast. My goodness.
What was?
The Black 5 going past like way.
Yeah.
Beep beep. Yes, it's the same one. It basically Richard and Warbler are on the same line. So they sent to see the things. This was a week ago now, setting for last week's stream. Yeah, sounds about right. It looks real. It does look real.
Can I just say?
Thank you.
Can I just say? You're lucky it's only a week.
That is true. We have had a backlog for quite a while. We did get through it, but we had a backlog for a while. Right.
Yes, we had a backlog, but it got better.
A log on the back. So we've got. Where's this? Oh, that's the message that you've sent me, so I don't need to bring that out.
You don't need to show everybody that.
No, that's you sending me a message to remind me.
Can I just say as well that this goes together really quite quickly. Once you've done the chassis, that's the complex bit. And you're like, oh, nothing's happening, and then suddenly everything's happening.
That's the same with house building. It seems like nothing happens for ages, and it's actually because they're doing the foundations, and all of a sudden you've got a house.
Yeah, and you've got to do all that foundation-y stuff, because otherwise it falls over.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So we're very, very quickly making some serious progress here.
Yeah, this is looking really good, Jen. Like, seriously. So we've got a message here from Stevie Film. So it's filmed this on Friday. It shows the replacement Portal Bridge under construction on the Northeast Corridor line, which is the main line from Washington, Philadelphia, Trenton, New York, and Boston. The bridge crosses the Hackensack River near Kearney, New Jersey.
You had to take a running jump on that.
I did. Look, we have a laugh because Americans can't pronounce Leicestershire.
And then they have
a laugh because we can't pronounce anything.
Yeah, because we're never quite sure how some of the places are pronounced.
Some of them are pronounced like Native Americans. Some of them are pronounced like modern Americans.
Like,
and some of them are pronounced like Old British.
It's like Sioux Falls. Is it Sioux Falls?
Yeah, Sioux Falls or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how to pronounce it, but I do like that we get to see places that aren't around here.
Oh, it is nice. It just shows how globalized we are.
Yeah, I love it. We get to see stuff from all over the world, and it's a proper online club.
Oh,
I love it.
Absolutely.
I really love it. Guys, let's have a look at what we got here. So this crosses the river and is being built to replace the current bridge, which was built in 1910 and has a habit of getting stuck after being open for ships to pass. Have we all been there with some stuff at some time or other? How many bridges have had to be replaced in London?
Well, it is a fairly common thing. I think in Grimsby, they have to get the fire brigade out from time to time.
Oh my goodness!
Back when the Bascule Bridge was still in operation.
Wow! So let's have a look at this. This comes from Stevie Film, and
always a pleasure, Stevie.
Looks like a lovely day. Here we go.
This actually builds up strength quite quickly.
Yeah, I bet
you've got
it does.
a lot of little inserts that glue in. So those are the sandboxes I've just put in there. I'm leaving the door for now. I'm going to decide whether I want it open or closed.
Partly open?
Yeah, I'm thinking of doing like a little cameo job.
You could put yourself in.
Oh, yes. Yes, paint me up.
Well, I'll finish this next week. It's an O-Gauge Jenny.
Yes.
Oh, Jenny.
Yes.
No, that's not one.
Will you get me out of there?
I'm a Jenny. Get me out of here.
Yeah. So I'm not putting the roof on. The reason for this is I need to paint the inside.
I love seeing stuff like this. We don't get to see America a lot.
29. 4 people glazing. Right, so I have to cut that myself. So
yeah, you need to make your own glazing. We don't get to see a lot of America.
Right,
so
so
nice
we are looking
Look at the sheer length of these trains. My goodness. This is really nice. Slow and steady. I like this. It's nice.
So these
are your little doors.
Yeah, I'm just
one closed, one slightly open.
I'm just again test fitting.
Yeah. It's going to be a hell of a sized bridge. Oh my goodness.
The problem with these doors is that they seem ever so slightly too big.
Yeah? Oh yeah. Huh. Take care, Madden Steam Railways. Thanks for coming along. Have
Absolutely.
a great night.
Always great to have you company.
There it is. There's the bit we're looking for. Like the massive hump into the water. It's huge. The sheer size of this.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is quite impressive.
This really is. I love it. Stevie Film says New Jersey Turnpike Eastern Leg in the distance. Right, that's what that was. I did wonder. This is great to see. The sheer scale of this stuff is amazing.
I think with this, it's a case of glue it and it squidges in.
Right.
So just gonna run a little bit.
I love that we're getting to see it at a slower pace, so we can really enjoy it as well.
Yeah.
I'm amazed that you can get that in at all. Is that like a prefab? It does look like bits have been assembled and then slotted into place, doesn't it? I suppose that is if you can do it that way, it's quicker. It's certainly quicker, and you can test everything before having to stick it into place. This is really cool. I'm enjoying this. I wonder if once Train Sim VR gets going, whether we'll be able to see any of this. It's slightly popping out on the... Oh, it's supposed to be slightly back, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, now I get it. Yeah, okay.
So these would naturally be closed, I guess.
That's how bridges are built these days. Yes. We're 3 miles from the Hudson Tunnel portal that takes the line under the Hudson into Manhattan. Wow. Double decks. I love double decks. Double deck choo-choos. Thank you so much for sending that in. Thank you so much. That was great. Really was. That was great. Thank you so much. Right, guys, we are now at 9:05.
Well, we can do a few more minutes. People, I think, are quite eager to see how the...
I want to see how this goes, yeah.
How this turns out. So, for anybody who is intrigued at how this is going to turn out, I'm actually looking for the brake stand at the moment.
Oh, didn't we see it not long ago?
You might have thought that. Right, it's in 2 pieces. Here it is.
Right, there you go.
So, there's that bit.
But before we go any further, we are actually going to, at this point, have a quick message from our sponsors, TMC, the Model Centre.
The Monday Club is proudly sponsored by TMC, the Model Centre. Check them out at themodelcentre.com. The website features extensive stocks of new models as well as selective pre-owned items where you can track down that bargain you've always wanted. Pre-order with confidence all of the forthcoming models from all the manufacturers. TMC also offer a renumbering and renaming service so you can get the exact identity of locomotive that you want. Why not also check out their value weathering, or go for something incredibly special with their bespoke service where you can choose from a more extensive weathered look right through to custom graffiti either off the peg or to a design of your choice. Check out TMC today at themodelcentre.com and start your model journey.
A big thank you there to TMC the Model Centre for sponsoring.
Absolutely.
And remember, guys, that's 2MT in Engage, wasn't it?
2MT in Engage from Graham Farish. Great deal. 38% off the sound fitted. Plus, there is a code for getting an additional 5% off if you buy it at the same time as an NCE power cab system.
Yes. If you get the 2MT and the power cab and use the code SOUNDDEAL, all one word, then you get an additional 5% off. So it really is quite a good deal, and you're doing well with that. So thank you so much for TMC for sponsoring the show.
Now,
Jen, how far are you into this?
I'm okay. Now, the door is actually designed so that theoretically, can we have it open? It's detailed on the back, which is interesting because the inside of the cabin, the floor is detailed, but nothing else is. And somebody did ask about stove. There is no stove, but the honest truth is you've got no way of seeing anything inside here. So I'm just quickly checking. Yeah.
I'm not convinced that you couldn't if you had it on display.
So we've got a fully detailed back to the door, which nobody ever will see.
That's not true. I'm going to disagree with you there. I think they would see it if this was on display. Instead of running around, which is what you're going to use it for, if it was on a diorama or something like that, you would be able to get down close and have a look at it, and then you would be able to see inside, because it has fairly substantial windows. So I would say that you can see it. However, for the majority of people, you will never see it. So you're going to you've chosen to have it closed?
I've decided to go closed. In all honesty with you.
No brake wheel. We haven't put the brake wheel in.
No, and there's a reason for that. I was looking at it and thinking that it will work better if we paint the van, then add the brake thing in. And actually, with hindsight, should have painted it on the sprue. That's one of the parts that would have benefited from painting on the sprue. So the door is now in. The only thing left really to do is, I will end. That needs more painting, doesn't it?
It's not finished yet.
Yeah, so Mini Me, courtesy of Model U. You can buy Mini Me from Model U, and there's two different versions of Me, but this version is going in this brake van.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time painting this 00 version instead of the O-gauge version, because I didn't realise you were then going to build an O-gauge, but I'll finish it off next week and we'll stick it in there.
Yes, okay. Right, so looking in here, I've got a few bits left to paint, and then this is pretty much finished, but we're running out of time.
So the only real thing that once you've finished painting,
the roof,
is to attach the roof,
which is handily provided in this kind of white colour. So that goes on there like that
to completely wash out the entire camera.
I will be painting that dark grey actually. But there you have it. So in the course of the Monday Club, we have built most of an O-gauge 6-wheel 24-ton brake van.
You've done a really good job, Jen.
Yeah, it's come together okay. And we have managed to not be foiled by the dodgy issues with the...
It was a bit odd. They could have had a note.
Yeah, but they didn't.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint this, and then by next week I'll be able to show you the finished thing. And perhaps, I don't know what we'll do next week. Have people genuinely enjoyed this slight change?
No, do Engage. Jen couldn't cope with Engage. She cried.
Nice Bill, Jenny. Another stream like this soon, please, since Dave Scott Railways. Ravenheart Modelling. It's good to see you. Mara King as well. Raymond Lex says no break. Yes, there is. There is a break standard, but goes in afterwards. Fun show. Blue Jenny. Hello, Blue Jenny. JD 1533 Workshop says hello all from Manhattan, NYC. Degree of lateness. Hold on, where's
a Monday clubber is never late, Toto wagons. Oh,
you wait
nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf.
You're welcome.
I'm actually going to use a grey for the roof. Yes, so
yeah, I think it's for a start.
Oh, thank you so much, Andrew Bettis. Very, very kindly donated £1.99 on the super chat. Says towards the next stream purchase. Oh, you're so kind. Knockers Lane says, oh, the new Jenny pose model. What can I do with that? Queen Mother's Landau with Jenny as Duchess of Weird, painted up regally.
Nice.
Richard Knoll says, I couldn't model anything smaller than 4mm scale. I mean, it works well on camera, I'll say that, in O gauge.
I've got a challenge for you.
Richard Swiderski.
1-to-1 scale.
Right, Richard Swiderski. News this week, Bachmann PAL vans are out. They are amazing.
We've got some running around, haven't we?
Yeah, there's some running around. Just see if you can find them.
They are on
camera 5. So we've got 3 of the new PAL vans, and they are great.
Ones at the front?
Yeah, they are.
Great.
Yeah, they are expensive, but then again, all new tooled rolling stock is expensive these days. But they are incredibly well detailed. I've done a full review video on them. And, you know, not getting clickbaity or anything, we're just telling the absolute truth. They are great vans and definitely will find a welcome home in a great many people's layouts. And actually, the fact that they're now sold out at Bachmann tells you that people recognise quality when they see it and have bought it. Simple as that. And no, they're not freebies. No such thing as freebies, but no, they're not review samples. Bought them myself because I wanted some PAL vans.
Yeah. Pico N-Gauge van kits take about 10 minutes, says Gary B. Yeah, I love them because they're cheap, they're quick to put together, and you can experiment with all kinds of different liveries and weathering options and all sorts. Because you don't feel like you're spending too much to try and experiment. It's great.
Ben Tullett says, I do one-to-one modelling. It's much more difficult. You need to assemble the interiors as well as the exterior.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Mad Hatter says, used to enter the carnival. We won it once back when carnivals were good.
Oh, I used to go to a carnival every year. As I've said before, I grew up in the countryside, and every single year, the village I grew up in had a carnival. One year, my sister was the carnival princess.
Oh, was she?
She got to wear a big ornate dress and sit in a giant throne, which is actually...
She must have loved it.
It was a chair from the town hall that had been decked out a bit, and it was a standard wooden chair underneath, so it wasn't comfortable. But and she got to go on the back of a carnival float, which was just...
It was basically a milk float
It was a milk float from the local dairy. The stuff was great, but it didn't matter what it was. It was for that day. It was a throne on a parade float.
I bet she loved every second of that. Your sister loves being
Of course
yes, Queen.
Of course she did. Everyone wanted to be the carnival princess.
Yeah, I bet you did as well.
I did, but I wasn't.
Yeah,
This is one of those things. I did one time get to be one of the orphans from Oliver Twist.
Did you?
Did
you get to? Please, sir, can I have some more?
We got to ride up and down the street on a carnival float with a tankard of grog in one hand and half a loaf of crusty bread in the other, singing "Food, glorious food." It was actually a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Hey,
guys, thank you so much for tonight. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. Jen, are you continuing or are we ending?
Well, I was going to continue painting. I know some people are starting to drift off, but there's no stream. No Game Hammer Classic game.
No, there's no stream. I'm not, because of the bad news we've had. I don't think emotionally stable enough right now to do it.
I've heard you shouting at your games, so yeah.
Yes.
It's probably as well. So, I'm going to continue for a little bit doing painting. So you can basically stick around, I guess, or alternatively, we can call it a day, and the cupboard monkey can go to bed.
A few people. Sarah Davis says, "I got to wear a tea towel on my head in school nativity. I got to play."
Oh yes, basically the innkeeper, the three wise men, everybody. Yeah. It was always a tea towel. It's like, well,
I got to play random background character in every single one of my school nativity plays. I was never at the front because I was never the popular kid. Turns out that the weird, loud, and obnoxious, slightly manic kid is never the favourite.
It's funny that, but no. I
Retro Ramble says you can't put a tea towel on your head these days. Cultural appropriation. I don't know who these tea towel people are that are wanting their culture back, but they can't have it. It's tradition now.
If anybody's wondering, I'm painting the inside because I can, because it's got a wooden floor. So
it's going to be windowed. You're going to see it.
No, you're not. With the roof on, that is going to be...
Put a light in, then they'll see it.
No.
No. Put a light in with a firebox style flicker.
No.
For the stove.
No.
Oh, that'd be so good. Oh, right. Double O Gage Journey was always the donkey. Had to wear a card mask with staples. Yes.
I remember once being a tree, which is... To be honest, it's a sign...
How the hell did you get to play a tree?
Right, it was an nativity type play, and myself and a couple of other kids got cast as trees. This is what happens when you're not the popular kids, but they feel obliged to find a role for you. So you get to be crap roles. I remember there was...
For the stove, Jen, I'm just thinking, see this flickering... barrel that you've got here.
I'm not adding
lighting.
You could
absolutely put a flickering
Where's it getting its power from? It's
the
not
wheels.
No, it doesn't work like that.
Why not?
Because it doesn't. I haven't got pickups, so just stop it. It's my build, not yours.
I think I would do that if I were you.
Right. Anyway, I've painted the floor with matte number 173. Just happens to be a colour I have hanging around. You're not going to see a lot of it, so I'm not too bothered. Again, blowing on it a little bit just
That's
to...
it. You blow the fumes right into my nose.
And actually...
I'll get back there. Yeah,
do you want to
Alan Reynolds at Buckland Junction says, "Ooh, sugar, I'm late."
Yes, you blooming well are.
A Monday clubber is never late, Toto wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf.
Are you trying to take the mick?
Yes, I am, Gandalf.
Voice?
What are you going to do?
Well, at least I know.
Right. What I'm going to do now is...
Put in a train tech lighting system. That's battery powered, activated with movement.
No, because it would mean messing about with the... I'm just... It's going to be probably a siding queen. I've got some kit built stuff, and they some of them actually do run quite well. I must admit, my dad, Les Kirk, if you're there, hello to you. My dad actually did build a ventilated van, which I got him as a kit. He did a good job on it, but that's as close as I've got to kit built. And that actually runs quite well. But
Matt, I've just got an interesting question. Anyone built any TT wagon kits? Are there any TT wagon kits?
I'm sure Peachy TT120 or Mike Lane TT120 will give us the lowdown on that.
Peachy or Mike, if you're still here and you know of any kits, I would love to be able to build one, because my wagon fleet is quite small for TT at the moment, and I would love to increase it, because right now my locomotives fight over who gets to pull what. And it's a terrible thing trying to keep them away from each other. They squabble like you wouldn't believe.
Right, top tech tip, by the way. When
there are Continental wagons available, right?
Oh yeah, TT120 is huge on the Continent.
Never even thought about the Continental ones. Yeah, of course.
Right, so just so that people are aware, right now I'm doing the painting, and again, top tech tip for you is make sure you don't get the paint go on too thick. If you do, and you can see elements of it running, go back over with the brush and move the paint. Use the brush, find an area you haven't painted, move the paint onto that, and then go back and brush over. And the paintbrush will pick up any excess and give you a nice finish. And in some respects, less is more with a lot of this.
Anthony says, did you know Jenny counts your TT as hers, Zoe? What's mine is yours? Well, as long as she takes it to school and makes sure it does its homework, then it's fine. Then she can co-parent.
Yeah. Oh, that was supposed to be a secret between me and you. I said, don't tell Zoe.
Well, tough.
I think this might be slightly light on the olive green. Olive green, actually, on engineering stock did tend to be a little bit on the darker side.
Will this...
I'm going to weather it. Can I just say, I will weather this.
I'm going to tilt this down a bit because I've just realised that we're looking at you.
So,
if it's too thin, you get brush strokes in the paint. Too thick, you get paint drips running. Yeah, it is a learning process. It's a bit of a learning process.
A bit of an art.
Yeah.
But we're getting there.
Will this dry darker?
I'd say it'd probably dry slightly lighter. But
weathering might work quite nicely then.
It's going to get a black weathering wash. And again, another top tech tip for you is make sure that this base coat is fully dry. And I mean, leave it for certainly several days, if not a week or more.
Oh, absolutely. Make sure it's bone dry.
Because even when it's dry and you can touch it and it feels dry, it will still remain able to be reactivated by the solvents in your weathering stuff.
Yep.
And you can end up with a real mess.
Yeah, it's got to be absolutely dry. So Knockers Lane has a good tip here. Make sure you have plenty of handrail wire and O-scale brass handrail knobs. You're going to need them because the ones in the kit are naff.
Yeah.
The handrail wire came bundled up, like in a spiral.
I'm actually going to repaint the frame. Sorry,
it's not great, Pico. You know.
The frame at the bottom I painted black, but it doesn't look right, so I'm going to overpaint.
RG Models 86 says, "Do either of you prime your kits before painting?" Yes.
Jen
does. Hasn't.
I don't.
I prime because I use acrylics, and if you paint acrylics straight under plastic and then leave it like that, it will not look good. You need at least a couple of coats, like a prime base coat and then a proper colour over the top coat. Otherwise, it won't work. Gonna have to go. Got to take a kid to school tomorrow, so I need to get up early. Fair enough, Wobbler. Thank you so much for coming along.
Yeah, completely
Have a great night,
understand. It's been great having your company. Thanks very much for watching with us.
So here's a good question from Laura Peters. Where can you get 00 handrail knobs?
00?
There's got to be a supplier.
Yeah. Now, I have never ever been in a position where I've used them. I'll be honest with you.
So you don't know. I bet there's a supplier at trade shows, like Doncaster.
I mean, I got a load of brass wire for doing handrails at Doncaster. So I was quite pleased that that's what you'll have seen the repairing handrails videos.
Knockers Lane says Wizard Models. There you go.
I know that name. Yes.
Wizard Models.
No, not you, Gandalf. Not you.
Okay.
Yes.
So, how is this coming together?
I'm just trying to paint it. Sometimes it's make or break on the paint scheme. And what I'm trying to do is I'm just going to look and see. And
it's not that far off that colour, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't think it's too bad. What's interesting, I thought that the inside of the veranda might be a cream colour, but the honest truth is that actually olive green. And I'm painting the windows before I glaze them. This is another
otherwise you'll end up with paint on them.
Yeah. This is another reason not to have fitted the roof.
Yes.
Because
sorry, go on.
Because I'm going to fit this with glazing.
Yeah. Are you going to pick out some of the detailing, like the door handles and stuff?
Yeah, I might do. I've got some like almost like a brass colour.
Yeah. I could recommend that. I just think it'll be nice to do.
Yeah. And with some of this, sometimes you paint half the wagon, let it dry, so then you've got something you can hold whilst you paint the other half.
Completely agree there. That's why only half of a lot of these models that I was painting last week are done. Like, we've got a guy here, he's got a lovely jacket on, a lovely leather effect on that jacket, but I haven't painted his legs or his feet, so I could hold him while I painted him.
Yep. It's, little things like that. Sometimes, it's easy to overlook, and then you think,
so easy.
Actually, that's a good idea.
Right. Phoenix Precision Paints, says Richard Swiderski. That's a good recommendation there.
Yeah, they are good.
Yeah.
I have used them in the past. I mix and match. I use Revel, I use Humbrol, and I have used Phoenix as well. Phoenix, they've been quite good for if you're wanting specific rail colours.
Yes.
Because, would you believe it, that Hornby do not have rail blue in their range?
I can understand why. Because when was the last time you saw an Airfix kit from Hornby? An Airfix kit, well, because it's an Airfix kit from Hornby. When was the last time you saw a model train in Airfix?
However, people buy them for more than just Airfix kits.
Yes, they do. But
And you would have thought a rail range of paints would be quite sensible.
I would love to see some locomotives from Hornby, like World War 1 and 2 locomotives and rolling stock kits in their range to go with their war stuff.
I mean, you've got to remember tooling costs.
Yes, tooling does cost, but Airfix are doing new tooling all the time of various things. And what I'm thinking is, can you imagine this? This is something that came up with a video I saw the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Can you mix Warhammer with model railways to make the most expensive hobby in the world?
Yeah, they might as well have handbags as well. That's an expensive hobby, collecting handbags.
Yeah, and I'm thinking the Battle of the Munitions Depot, that kind of thing. Imagine that. You've got your war game going on, and your Tommies are trying to get cargo out of a war zone.
Well, I mean,
onto trains. So between
trains were a big part of, especially definitely the First World War,
Yeah.
huge part,
Yeah.
and to some extent the Second World War.
But imagine
as well.
this: you've got locomotives that have to be positioned and then repositioned each turn. So I've gone, you've gone. Now the locomotive's moved, and then you have to try and keep up with that. I would love to see stuff like that. It would be a lot of fun. Daypol still produce a lot of former Airfix railway kits. They do,
Yes,
but Airfix don't, and that was my point. Humbrol may have originally produced stuff, but they've halved the range now. Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, can I just say, my favourite colour, which was the colour that I would be using now,
Sky blue pink with yellow dots.
number 108 is no longer in the range.
Well, there you are. Railways always played their part during wartime. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, definitely. Apart from, I don't think they did in the Vietnam War.
No, but if you think about it,
Did Vietnam have
riverboats played the same role.
Yes, yeah, I'd go along with that.
Oh,
What?
okay, that's interesting. Osborne models have wooden TT kits.
Oh, that's interesting.
That sounds interesting. That definitely
Yeah,
sounds
that's right.
interesting.
Right. I'm just going to start work on the end.
Railways were part of the backbone of this country during both World Wars. Absolutely. And,
yeah.
and imagine the damage that would have been done if the not says, as we're going to call them, because saying the word causes issues with
What if the
YouTube's
Elon
algorithm.
Musk?
Yeah, if the not says had got here and we had to dismantle parts of the railways as part of a resistance effort, imagine the amount of damage that would have just been done overnight.
That's what happened on the continent.
Yeah, overnight we'd have had huge logistics issues for them, and probably would have prevented them getting any further. That's how important railways were back then.
I mean, railways were massively important, even up into the 1970s. That's kind of everybody blames beaching as being like the point at which Britain's railways were absolutely destroyed.
Because to a certain extent they were.
But actually, I think there's more route mileage being closed through the 70s and actually the 80s.
There was a lot in the 80s. I still say, I remember the railway still being there. It wasn't used, but I remember it still being there up in Coxer, the village near where I grew up.
Yeah.
The Clarence Railway.
Yeah. I believe
it must have been in the mid-80s before it disappeared.
84, I believe, from my research.
84?
Yeah. 1984 was when the track was removed. Although I believe the final train to the quarry
was in the 70s, wasn't it?
1976 is a date that I found.
Yeah, because I don't remember a train going through there.
Yeah.
Oh. This is better than a lock-in at the Winchester.
Oh yeah, but you get through a zombie apocalypse at the Winchester.
Yes. Get to the Winchester, have a pint, and wait for us all to blow over.
Yeah, seems reasonable to me.
Oh dear.
So people are literally watching paint dry.
Yes.
Right.
It's funny what we'll do for a hobby, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's looking quite good.
Yeah, except I found one little error.
What have you done?
It's popped there. So I'm going to use some filler.
Oh, I wouldn't worry about that.
But,
a bit of filler will fill it. That'll be fine.
What's interesting is I can see through the windows a little bit of... Oh, I have just...
Screwed it?
No, I'm going to... there is... Why it popped out? That's annoying.
What's wrong?
That whole bottom there is splayed out. So
you don't want your bottom splayed.
I'm going to have to... There's going to be some remedial work, it must be said.
Jenny, you definitely don't want your bottom splayed.
No. But we're getting there. So, I can't decide whether I like the... I'm going to repaint the chassis on the other side in black. I've overpainted the black with the green and I don't like it. And so I'm going to keep it black.
Okay, so at this point we're basically winding down, but you've almost got it. She's on. I just find this amazing that she's almost done it.
Yeah.
No, you're waiting for every so often when the two Gronks have a race on the layout. Oh yeah, they are. What is that blue and yellow and red stripy one? Is that Scottish on the outside? Network
Southeast.
Network Southeast. I thought it was Scottish.
No, other end of the country.
Huh. Double O Gauge Journey says, I bought a few Triang wagons made of metal from eBay. Any idea on what paint to use on them?
Triang?
For metal wagons.
I didn't know that Triang did metal. I'll be honest with you.
For metal wagons, I would recommend
Humbrol will work.
Yeah,
I will tell you that now. I know Humbrol's not really everybody's favourite paint these days.
But Humbrol enamels will work.
Yeah, Humbrol enamels will paint metal. In fact, I've used some of the number 33 matte black on this build to paint the metal wheel treads. So yeah, it will work.
Yeah. Simon Train says he was chatting with Rail Future at Model Rail Scotland, and they said loads of stations and routes could be reopened with potential, like a train to Glasgow Airport. Yeah, that would be brilliant. Triang never made metal wagons, says Knockers Lane. What on earth has he managed to get?
I don't know.
That'll be interesting when we find out, because yeah.
Sure, we'll get pictures.
Yes, send us pictures.
Yeah. Right, this is the toughy part. Because I've got to paint to a point where I don't actually end up getting myself covered in paint.
I've got a message from Andy Fryer's Junction saying, in school plays, he was always cast as the head villain or evil character. I don't know what that says about me. It says that you played a good villain.
Hey.
Don't look any further in. Some people are born to play a villain in fiction.
Hey, can I just say, Alan Rickman, he made it. Terence Stamp, he did a good villain as well. So, you're in good company.
Yeah.
Right, so, I'm now going to...
Are you almost done? Because it looks like it's almost done.
Oh, it's almost done, yeah.
Wow. Together very nicely.
I've got some runs, though, so I'm going to have to just keep working the paint on this side. And I'm going to be honest, sometimes if you've got too much paint going on and you've run out of places to paint, then wipe it off on the inside.
Double Case Jones says, I'm going to check what I bought now. People are saying not even not Hornby Dublo. Hornby Dublo they could be, yes.
Or Tricks.
Tricks! There you go.
Could it be Tricks? No, just putting that out there. Right, I'm now at a stage where I think this is where I'll see it in a new light and go, how did I miss all that bit? So that's the green. I think with weathering it'll weather down quite nicely, but it does seem to be a little bit on the light side. I will say that. So Humbrol 102, I would have preferred Humbrol 108, but they stopped making it like 20 years ago. The Fiends. Arguably, actually, Matt 68 there would have done wonders. 91 is actually quite close. It's a little bit darker, but it's quite close to what 108 would have. Maybe I should have painted it with that. It's easy to say after the fact, isn't it? So how are we doing, guys? Don't forget to hit the like button and consider sharing to social media. How are we doing? We're probably going to end up going for like nearly another hour, although we're at a stage now where I'd say we're probably starting to run out of things to do. So just start to wind down. I've got to repair that corner, but I can't do it with the paint wet, which is annoying. Really annoying. What else have we got here? Now, the brake standard. This is something that... What colour would the brake standard have been? I don't know why I'm looking in that. Would the brake standard have been...
Wouldn't it just be black with a red top?
I'm thinking of painting... we're kind of off piste here anyway. So, I've got matte number 100, which is red. I'm actually going to paint it red.
Okay.
So, what have we got here? Some of these haven't been used in a very long time. Ooh. So
what are we going for? That looks more orange than red.
Yeah. So I'm going to paint the fitting on the floor. Actually, I'm going to paint a little bit of this first. Yeah. Just to get some of this off the brush. And then I'm going to paint the floor fitting.
Oh, JR Railways, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much for your generosity.
Would it be okay to run a bullied spam can next week?
I can try and remember, yeah.
Yes, we can try and remember. Hammerite paint works on metal. That is true, yes.
Right. I need to glue the bottom of this.
Right. I keep looking up when that happens. I have no idea what's going on.
It's a thingy. They're doing the thingy.
I'm just having a look through War World Scenics' other website. You know, the one that we don't talk about a lot. War World Gaming.
Yes,
they've got their own games.
So I don't. Can people see that on the thing? I'm going to
go to, instead of just having the show as well. There we go. So that. Oh.
So what we're doing now is
that looks really good, actually.
I'm just getting a little bit of
GWR grey with a white handle, says Valley's 56XX. White so you can see it in low light. Yes.
I mean, this is now in sort of BR engineers' use is the idea. So
now it's in orange.
What I would say, it's not orange, it's red.
That looks orange to me. Salmon pink. Guys, tell me what colour that is, because it looks orangey red to me. Mora King, thank you so much for coming along. Have a great night. GWR breakdowns are usually grey with a white handle, but yeah, apparently not today.
Not on this one. Right, I'm just gonna get the.
Oops, I've broken the War World Gaming website.
Have you? What did you do?
I asked for some terrain details on sci-fi, and it broke. Oh my goodness! They do Wild West. You could get a saloon.
Oh, lovely.
You can get saloons. I kind of want one just to put on my layout. That'd be cool.
Nice.
Hmm.
Right, there we are. Break standard I've done in red because it's a fictitious engineers one, so there we go.
They've got a lot of really interesting stuff here.
They do, rather. I've had a look at some of their stuff, actually. There's some good stuff in there, because you've got to remember, they're geared up for more than just railway modelers.
So for World War II, we've got Normandy townhouses that are ruined, bell towers for snipers, all sorts. This is actually really interesting, so I'm going to have to look into this, because I want to get some bolt action going, which is a World War II thing. And also, they've got some interesting stuff for Warhammer as well. Yes.
Right. I mean, I'm now at a point where one of the things I will say, the roof. I'm going to leave the inside in white, so effectively it'd be white underneath the top. That works absolutely fine.
Yeah.
But the outside is going to get painted in a dark grey, but I'll do that after.
Yeah.
That's all in.
I want to just answer a question that JL Railways has asked. Does the kit give you buffers? Yes.
Yes, it does.
So they're in the parts. We haven't put these on yet. Well, I say we. Jen hasn't put these on yet because you've been.
They've not gone on yet. I'm just looking actually. Olive green buffers with just black heads seems to be the livery for the olive green.
So you've got to leave that as it is now to dry.
Yeah, the handrails will be white, incidentally, if anybody's wondering, and I will use matte 34 from the Humbrol range.
The same way you did on that video?
Yeah, pretty much the same way that I did when I did the handrail replacement on the Class 08 shunters.
Fantastic.
So I'm actually at a point where I think if I tried to keep going, I just end up with lots of paint on my fingers.
Yeah, I would recommend leaving that to dry and then coming back next time. So we'll get an update next week.
I've just got to decide whether... Right, I'll ask you, Cupboard Monkey, because you can see it a little bit better. Right, I can't easily pick it up. So
Well, then don't.
Ah, right. So, chassis in the green or chassis in the black? Green or black?
The green works and so does the black, so it's basically a coin toss to see what you actually prefer.
Okay, well, I'm looking at this and the chassis in the green.
Then green it is.
Okay, so that's one final thing I will do then.
To keep the fictitious theme, paint it NCB blue. Yeah, to make it a GWR purchased by NCB. Yeah, why not?
And not beyond the pale. I don't know whether the NCB had any toads, but I do know that the Manchester Ship Canal Company did end up with toads. So they would have been.
Don't get towed away.
So one last thing to do, and then I'm going to call it a night. And what we'll do then is this will dry overnight, and I will do some tinkering. And so next week I'll be in a position to show you the finished artifact.
Yeah. So, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this. It's certainly been different. Let's put it that way this week.
Yeah, we're just trying to do something a bit different, and you guys seem to really like doing the track ballasting and weathering. So we thought we'd kind of keep up on that. Oh, I've just sorry.
What have you done?
When you just ever so slightly catch, and what I'm gonna do is use a piece of tissue.
You know, that cloth rag you've got there, that started out as paper, didn't it?
It did, yeah.
It looks cloth now.
That's okay. Weathering will sort that now.
Hi, Mike Lane, TT120. How you doing?
Oh, we've got latecomers. It's
A
like
Monday clubber is never late to the wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf, who appears to be trying to be a pirate.
War,
That's not a pirate, is it? That's a farmer.
war, Tony. It's ritualistic.
thing is though that pirates had West Country accents because that's where a lot of them came from.
They had West Country accents because that's where the actor that played Long John Silver came from. If you look at a lot of the pirate stuff, they were from all over the place. Scottish pirates, Welsh pirates, probably some Geordie pirates. You can imagine that. Oh, aye. Give us all your loot then.
Oh, yeah, man.
Are you looking at us?
I think
We're gonna
grammatically,
sink ya.
are you looking at us? That's like grammatically. I think there's a few things we need to talk about here.
Now you've got to remember that Geordie is different.
Yeah. Not different, just special.
Yeah.
Right. So there we go.
There are at least 2 female pirate captains. One of them was a Chinese lady who had one of the largest fleets ever. Because she was ruthless, but also quite happy to let people just run their own thing.
Was she the basis for one of the Swallows and Amazons books? And this is something actually not a lot of people know this, but actually there's quite a lot of Swallows and Amazons books. The first book, Swallows and Amazons, is very famous. But most people don't realise it's the first book in a large set. And one of the books is actually called Missy Lee, and it's about them running into a Chinese pirate captain who never really wanted to be a pirate captain, but she took over when her father passed away, and she actually wanted to be a school teacher. And
I'm not sure that's the same. It could be based on.
But she basically had a little mini empire of a pirate fleet, and you know that's what they did. But
Yeah.
she didn't want to be a pirate. It was kind of the family business thrust upon her. It's actually one of my favourite books. I can't, even as an adult, I enjoy reading the Swallows and Amazons books, and actually I find the first one to be a little bit boring compared to the rest. My favourites are Picts and the Martyrs, Great Northern is a superb book, Missy Lee, Peter Duck, and what was the Secret War? To be honest, they're all pretty good, but there's some amazing standout ones. Pigeon Post won the Carnegie Medal in I think 1936. Zheng Yi Sao was the Chinese female pirate.
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
Blackbeard came from Llandoger near Bristol.
Yep.
So best actor to play John Silver was Tim Curry. Ooh.
I haven't seen his performance as Long John Silver. I'll have to look that up sometime.
Right. So anyway, we're gonna.
Hey, what about that film we were watching last night, talking about looking stuff up?
Mm-hmm.
Bat 21, Gene Hackman.
Oh yeah, that was actually a very good film.
I thought it would be a generic thing that we could just put on in the background while we didn't have to work, but didn't have to think about stuff. It turned out to be one of the best films I've seen in ages.
It was a very, very good film. Do recommend that. Lesser known film. It's got Jerry Reed in as well, actually, and Daniel Glover.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was only days away from retirement.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he from Lethal Weapon. So yeah, no, very good film. Anyway, I feel now that we're kind of dragging it out. We've reached a point where the build has kind of plateaued, and just waiting for paint to dry. I've got to do a little bit of fettling. One of the sides has popped out. Iron Horse Railway says a perfect stream this evening, ladies. Thank you. And proper model railway club tonight.
That's what we're going for. This
Right. Dave Holloway says Tim Curry was Long John Silver in the Muppets Treasure Island.
I've not seen it. I've got to look it up. We've
Yes.
got Disney. We
Christopher
should watch it.
Lewis. Missy Lee wanted to be at Oxford.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few stereotypes. You've got to remember this is a book written in the 1930s, so you can imagine how the
Yes.
Chinese people are portrayed. But
Yeah.
actually, it is fairly faithful. And the thing about Arthur Ransom was he was very well travelled. So, he had been out to China. Yeah, really great book. If you're looking for a book that's accessible to all ages, you could do no worse than actually read the Arthur Ransom Swallows and Amazons books. I think there's about 11 or 12 of them. I don't know the precise number. There is a half-finished one called Coots in the North, which he could never get finished, so it remains to this day the unfinished Swallows and Amazon book.
Oh, that's a shame.
It is, because I always actually, when back in my days as a writer, one of the projects that were always in the back of my mind was I really wanted to write a Swallows and Amazons book, but taking it to like what happened to them as they got older. Great Northern was the final book, and it was quite clear that some of the children were actually teenagers at this point. And my thoughts were that this is the lead up to the Second World War, and they would have been at the age that they would have gone to war.
Oh my goodness.
And I had this idea of writing a book where they would all be out, they'd all kind of come together in an adventure. And I could see Nancy she would have been a wren. She was the kind of spunky a girl who would have gone and been a wren and really been hands-on and would have ended up in all sorts of scrapes. Peggy would have kind of followed her in and just sort of been a wren as well, but just along for the ride. I could imagine Titty as being like an explorer to come war correspondent and would be out, gonzo journalist style. John would have become an officer in the Navy. That was very obvious. Susan would have probably married an officer in the Navy. And Roger would have been an engineer in the Navy. And you could have put all of these together and had them meet up in a situation probably out somewhere in the Pacific during the war with Japan. And in my head, I thought that it would have been like a very fitting book that explained what they all did afterwards.
Where they are now thing.
Yeah, but however, they're not my characters, so it's not my place to write them. But in my head, it'd be like a fan fiction.
When did the guy pass away?
Arthur Ransom.
Yeah.
60s, maybe late 60s.
So
I don't know that.
you have to wait
not,
until the 2040s before you can do it, because it's Life of Author plus 70.
Let me
Monday Club Book Review, says Andrew Pettis.
Yes, sponsored by Waterstones. Funny, you can buy my books in Waterstones. They have to order them these days.
Yeah, they don't keep
they don't keep stock.
them in stock. The very few book sellers keep stuff in stock these days, unless you're like Joe from the telly has done a new cookbook.
He died on the 3rd of June 1967.
So you've got to wait till 2037. No. Yes.
And
yes,
the
2037.
let's just see how many books.
No, 2038. 1st of January 2038.
They're not far away. Get it written. So there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, there's actually 12 completed Swallows and Amazon
Jenny
books.
can count.
Plus a 13th one, which he never finished, but the unfinished manuscript So basically, a huge chunk that he wrote, plus notes for what he was actually trying to do, was released in 1988.
Wow.
Some of my favourite books growing up, very influential on me.
The books I always read that I remember being influential for me were things like the Nightmare books. Does anyone remember those?
Nightmare books?
Nightmare, Can You Beat the Challenge? The Labyrinths of Fear and things like that. They were part story, part game book, where you'd do Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy themselves were a big influence on me. I was very much into the gaming aspect of literature. That was what was my big influence.
But anyway, are we winding down now? Because
I think we are, because you've finished what you can do, and now it's a case of waiting for it to...
I'm basically waiting for you to finish the stream. Yeah. So anyway, look, guys, it's been absolutely amazing having your company. And time has just flown by.
It really has. Been a lovely evening, so.
Oh wow! Christopher Lewis says my parents knew the Swallows, Roger and Titty, just after the war. Roger helped develop the it says spinner. Was that a spinnaker or
Spinhaler?
I'm wondering if that was actually spinnaker, but autocorrectors.
Right.
But yeah, they were based on real people.
Yeah, I assume so when he said that his parents knew them.
Yeah, I forget their actual name. Obviously, they weren't the Walkers and the Becketts.
Yeah.
But they were based on real people that he knew.
Huh. Right, what you know.
But and funnily enough, actually, the woman who played Titty in the original 1970s film, her mother was the newsreader for the Anglia region of ITV.
Oh wow!
So there you go. And she's now actually, I believe she's an author, and she worked in behind the camera. She didn't actually much like acting, so she went into camera work and production.
There's nothing wrong with that. I am not a good actor, so I prefer to be behind the camera because I am a good camera user and editor.
Yeah, and Susanna Hamilton, who played Susan, she was in the film 1984 and had a sex scene with John Hurt,
who got a night shift. He became Sir John Hurt just after he'd done the anniversary episode of Doctor Who. Oh. So the rumour is he got a knighthood for saving the Earth from the Daleks.
Apparently, no, Spinhaler. Yeah, it's a real thing. Sorry, that's...
Well, there you are.
Wow. Hey, it's like you learn stuff here on the Monday Club. Anyway, look, you guys take great care of yourself. We're going to wind down. We're going to have a pizza or something, and then we're going to watch a film in bed.
I'm going to order McDonald's.
No, Zoe.
I want a Big Mac with it.
No.
Instead of the bread, I want more Big Macs.
We talked about this. We're not doing...
Well, where are you getting the pizza from?
The freezer.
Oh.
So anyway, look, you guys take great care of yourself. It's been an absolute honour having your company. Don't forget to hit that like button, share the video, and of course, don't forget the news for today. Freising Hall Model Railway shop. They are the newest addition to the Monday Club Badge in-person shopping discount scheme. They'll give you 10% off items. Doesn't include second-hand, and also brand new, just released items that are already reduced to the maximum. So there you are. Support the retailers that support your hobby. And there's another one there in the list for the Monday Club Badge scheme. We will be updating the website. It's not actually on there at the moment. But we will be at their 75th anniversary, which is coming up. I think it's in June. I'm actually going to be taking the Four Seasons layout along. So one to look out for, and definitely one to come on down to. But it's been great having your company. Lots of people chatting away in the chat, and it's really been an absolute honour to have your company whilst I've put together this van. So you guys take great care of yourself. Happy modelling. Bye for now. The Monday Club is proudly sponsored by TMC, the Model Centre. Check them out at themodelcentre.com. The website features extensive stocks of new models as well as selective pre-owned items where you can track down that bargain you've always wanted. Pre-order with confidence all of the forthcoming models from all the manufacturers. TMC also offer a renumbering and renaming service so you can get the exact identity of locomotive that you want. Why not also check out their value weathering, or go for something incredibly special with their bespoke service where you can choose from a more extensive weathered look right through to custom graffiti either off the peg or to a design of your choice. Check out TMC today at themodelcentre.com and start your model journey.
The train now depart. Sorry, man, the thing that seems to be going off.
The train now departing is the 21:59 service to Budsfarting, stopping at Millith Tatis, Tatis Newith, Grove Street Yard, Pittsburgh, somehow, Eindhoven, Packham on the Back, Boxton on File, Boxton Junction, an unnamed layout that Jenny said had a name, but it turns out it doesn't have a name, Hoggarton on the Hill, and then past Three Cocks, all change at Three Cocks for Lord Hereford's Knob, and then on to Budsfarting. That's the 21:59 service to Budsfarting.
If you go up to the loft today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go up to the loft today, you'll never believe your eyes. For every train there ever was has gathered there together because today's the day that Jenny does the Monday Club.
Monday
Good night.
Club for everyone, so come on and join the fun. It really is a great yum. Sorry, the rhyme.
So everyone come and join the fun and shake your bum and say yum yum. I don't know. Stuff that rhymes.
Yeah.
Night night, guys.
There we are. I think they're dizzy.
I'm
So
dizzy.
dizzy.
My head is spinning.
So, are we gonna leave these nice people to go to bed? It is a school night.
Okay.
I've
Good
got,
night.
I've got a night test in the morning.
Night night.
Good night.
Did you revise?
No. I'll see how I do. Oops. What are you doing?
Sorry about that. We accidentally pressed intro.
Oh,
'Cause,
well, I'm on screen again. I'm not supposed to be on screen.
Take care, guys. Bye bye.
Take care. See you later.